now, let's be patient. I've kept to my distraction. Every day inside yourself. Seems my life stuck on repeat. Said you should stand with both feet, like my father before me. I felt unfeeling only. I turned back your affection. My time is moving faster. Don't rush now, let's be patient. I've kept to my distraction. Every day inside yourself. You're alone all of the time. Every day inside yourself. You're alone all of the time. Every day inside yourself. You're alone all of the time.
Hello everyone! Welcome in! How are we all doing today? Also, OBS got a weird update. I do not like it. I don't like OBS's update here. They changed all my audio and all of my stuff. That was rude. That was very rude. What the fuck? What the fuck? That's so mean. I need those. Come on back, Ash Riley. Also, how you doing, Ash Riley? Hope you're having a good one today. But no, OBS like changed all the. It's not my nose. I want my nose back. That's mean. What the fuck? What did I do to deserve this? I'm gonna beat you. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. Only on Tuesdays, chat. Only on Tuesdays. What are we all doing? OBS changed how, like, the audio mixers look. And I'm not for it. It looks like a clunky Lego brick. I'm like, where's my nice, neat little, like, my little bars? Now they're big and clunky. And they take up so much fucking space. Tired waiting to clock out of work? Hell yeah. Dude, I'm so glad I'm not working right now. I just got out of work. And now I'm streaming. So basically, I'm still at work. No, I enjoy streaming. It's a very fun hobby. I like playing with some little novel games, and then chat gets to join the experience of trauma with us all. Why can't we have them kiss? What the fuck? Why'd they have to kill each other? But yes, we're playing more MAMIYA because apparently we're not at the end. I keep thinking we're at the end, but every time I say that, we are farther away from the truth. We still have 3 more stories to go through. We have Rio, Minaro? I always forget their name, and they're one of my favorites. I think it's Mintaro. So yeah, Rio, Mintaro, and Haruki. And I'm excited. I don't know how Haruki is gonna change. You know, I think he's pretty set in stone with, like, using his looks to get everything. So I'm excited to see, like, how he changes. Maybe, like, we cure his illness or something. Because for those that haven't been here a long time, Haruki was, or Morichika Haruki was, I think he was born with an illness, or he just gained, like, an illness, in his early life that, like, affected him to his, like, late adulthood. But it's really interesting, because that's his, like, reason for, like, not having a house or anything. He's like, oh, I'm gonna die anyways, might as well, like, try to get what I want by doing this, and that. And I don't know. And then Rio is from an abusive household, so I don't know how his storyline's gonna change. I'm assuming it's gonna be related to Kaito, because Rio and Kaito, their storylines are literally connected to each other. I don't know how different it's gonna be, but I'm excited. We get to experience hell and torture. So let's get right into it. I've also realized, we have not been paying attention to the fucking title screen of MAMIYA, by the way, chat. So apparently, hi, Abby, welcome in, how you doing? But apparently, the title screen of MAMIYA has been changing every time we restart. And I didn't realize that until I've been staring at it for 5 fucking minutes. And I was like, wait a minute. It's the opening, but wait. Why is he covered in blood? Like, hold on a second. This doesn't add up. And then you see, like, all the flashbacks and the opening, and I'm just like, what the fuck? I don't remember any of this. So yes, we are gonna get right into it. We're just gonna load. Where we left. Did I not? Oh, dude, did I not save at the choice? I did, okay. We're just gonna go straight into the choice, because I'm gonna cry if I have to redo the entire prologue. So last time we did Kaito, Children of MAMIYA, Cause of... Wait a second. Oh, wait! They have different titles! So wait, Kaito's is Who Are You? Rio's is Children of MAMIYA. Minato is, Memento. And Haruki is Cause of Death. I didn't even realize this! Oh! I didn't realize their stories had fucking titles! And then it's in, Japanese as well, which is really nice. That, look at Minato. I think it only makes sense, though, that we go to Rio next. Well, I'll be back when I get off. Alright, enjoy the rest of your shift. Please don't commit arson or murder. Be happy, be healthy at your job. But I think it only makes sense if we go to Rio now. Right, Mamiya's existence. What was Mamiya like in this world? The people from the pink house weren't at the funeral. But Mamiya obviously still exists and is stronger than before. What was the Mamiya that 1999 instilled into 2012? So Rio is about finding out more about the Mamiyas. Okay. So that's his storyline. Kikuchi Midori. Rio? You woke up, finally! Sleep when we get home, okay? I was sleeping? Yeah, were you tired because of the funeral? No, I'm fine. Let's go home. Okay, but there's someone else sleeping next to you. Huh? So this is the same opening Rio's storyline actually had. So 7th Street, Black Street, hell yeah, thank you, Evie. So a little recap for those that have not been here since the beginning. When we did Rio's storyline for the first time, he had woken up next to Kaito at the beach. So I'm assuming all of the endings are gonna start out the same, but then they're gonna change bits and pieces. Kaito's only started out differently because we started from prologue. Meanwhile, Rio's is starting exactly from the beginning of his own storyline. So this is very interesting. I am excited to see how the clues unravel. Or how the scene unravels. He twisted his body to the other side. There, he saw a man with messy, sky blue hair. Friend of yours? Nope. Is he breathing? I'll check his Ah! The horizon suddenly became warped. Was this deja vu, he thought? He almost lost his balance as a wave of sensations came over him. A pain and a storm. A prayer and a call. Through the dizziness, he rolled up the man's drenched sleeve and touched his wrist. That was a good nap. Wait, huh? Who are you? It doesn't matter. I'm nobody. The man didn't seem fully awake yet. He looked into the distance like there was nothing on his mind. He had a simple look on his face, but there were hints of childishness in it. I feel like I've seen him before, Rio thought. You an amnesiac or something? I don't think I am. I don't know why I'm here, though. Why are you here? Rio almost said that he felt the exact same way, but then he shook the idea out of his head. It didn't make any sense. Oh, wait! Weren't you at the funeral? Huh? Were you at Natsumi's funeral too? Yeah, but wait. How did I end up at the beach? What? Why am I all wet? It's so cold. Here, dry yourself. A towel? Thank you. You're such a nice person. The smile and the soft look in the man's eyes feel strangely nostalgic, Rio thought. I wouldn't say so. Surely some sand must have gotten into his eye. As Kikuchi Rio wiped his eyes, he began to tear up. He then rubbed his eyebrows again and again. Hi, Giza! Welcome in! We're doing Rio's story now. I'm so glad you selected Rio's next. The routes are meant to be read in pairs, as you see. That's what I kind of thought. Because I realized, like, obviously Kaito and Rio mean a lot to each other in their stories. And Minato and Haruki have something. For those that remember, Minato actually had Haruki as an important key factor in his story. He was the guy that, like, took him out to see the world. And fucking my wig! You really snatched my weave, Soriichi. Wig! Yes, queen! How dare you make me a Q-tip? But Minato, like, the only reason he kind of got out anywhere was because of Haruki. And to be fair, Minato doesn't play a big part in Haruki's, never mind. Yes, he does. Or yes, they do. Because, Minato shows up in the form as Mina. Or, they show up as Mina for Haruki's story. but it's very good. I almost forgot about that. I was like, wait a minute, how does Minato play into this? Oh yeah, that's why. Cause they're the maid. He then rubbed his eyebrows again and again. But no, I'm very excited to see how this turns out to be. The immense waves of fate were subdued by a mysterious feeling of relief. I'm Soy Kaido. I take it you knew Natsumi as well? We were in the same class. That's the only reason I was invited. Can I ask your name? I'm gonna wash the towel and give it back to you. Kikuchi Ryo. But just leave it somewhere around here. I'll pick it up. Hey, Ryo! Let's come here tomorrow, too! You'll be here again tomorrow? Ryo! Go see a doctor. Midori, we're leaving. The man's smile as he held the towel had hints of a boy's innocence. I'm so glad I got to meet one of Natsumi's classmates. It was so familiar, Ryo thought. That man. Soy Kaito and the sea as the backdrop. The scene made a storm brew in Kikuchi Ryo's chest, and he had no idea why. Soy, huh? This was the first he had ever said his name. Yet for some reason, it felt like he'd said it many times before. I had so much fun at the beach today. Remember to wash your hands when we get home. Race you there! Midori, watch out for traffic! I looked at her back as she ran off. Natsumi. Ryo, race me! Come on! Start running! Okay, sure, I'll catch up in a second. You're so fast! I grabbed Midori and looked up at the sky. The gray clouds in the distance drained the color out of the city. It didn't matter to me if the world ended. My existence was entirely too minuscule for me to perceive matters of that scale. I already had my hands full protecting what was right in front of my eyes. My existence alone didn't mean much in the grand scheme of things. My sins. I'm not sure what to say to that. We all woke up every day and went through our unchanging daily lives. Yet none of us actually felt like the world was gonna end. You're asking this far too late. I've been bearing this cross for so long, it became a part of my spine. Just like I still didn't know my purpose for being here. Even so, if you of all people, who insist that I tell you everything, the days went by without much difference. Then I'll tear open the skin, force my hand into the flesh, and bear it all to you. Well, I did nothing but live through them. Will that satisfy you, Mamiya? And so, I went to sleep, yet again. Mamiya, a shared illusion of the world's end. I will abuse the bald redeem. Rude! I want to abuse you to the point you need to take that redeem away, I promise. That's why there's a cooldown. I might need to add more to the cooldown, though. That way people have time to redeem the other shit. Oh, I'm not skipping this. This is like an anime opening chat. You can't fucking skip it. Alright? It's too fucking good. Like, look at this shit. I love this fucking opening so much. I'm the type of person that needs to watch anime openings when the anime plays, or I will cry. The only anime that's an exception for that is Bokurano, but that's because Bokurano sucks. Like, opening-wise it sucks. The actual anime is good, but prepare for trauma. It is forbidden to skip the Mamiya opening. Exactly, chat! See, you guys get it. I'm the same with, like, solo leveling. Solo leveling, I can't skip it. Okay, my mic is way too close to my mouth. I keep seeing it peak. I'm so sorry if I keep cutting out chat. I have to fix my mic settings, because it's not good enough. Look at our boy, Natsumi! Fuck you, Mamiyas! Besides that one, I'm starting to like that one. He's Kaito's Mamiya. We gotta give him some respect, okay? He did save his life, so we gotta give him at least that. Overflowing salt water, a gray skeet Ski? Ski! A gray sea and a dulled mine. His throat was tensed up, and there was a gravel in his bitter-tasting mouth. Rio saw Soy standing there. He was looking at him with empty eyes. What was he holding? And how long had he been hiding it? He had to take it away and protect him. Soy. He had to protect this guy. But I get it. Soy. So. Hey. Why was there blood coming from his stomach? Chapter 1. Daybreak After Dark. Mamiya Yamahisha has redeemed himself in the eyes from the last time you played Mamiya. Exactly. He's one of the... Okay, he's like the anime villain that's like actually the hero, and then it turns out you're the villain. But we had our own redemption arc, guys, alright? Natsumi saw what he did. And he realized why this guy needed to protect Kaito. The sea of the year 1999 or 2012, no way to tell which, was calm. The short-lived winter sun made its surface glisten. Here you go. A donut. Eat it. Thank you. When the Kikuchi siblings went to the sea, they once again found Soy Kaito collapsed there. The confused brother and the energetic sister made the tall student wake up and gave him a donut they had on them. Soy Kaito's fingers, as he brought the donut to his mouth, were wrinkly and numb with cold. It's so good! Oh yeah, thank you for giving me the towel. You can have it back now. Man, why were you even sleeping there? I guess you could say I'm just waiting for something new. Come on, don't give me irrelevant answers like that. Don't you think that while a normal everyday life may be pleasant, it eventually loses its novelty? Man, you could have died! Stop acting like you don't know the danger. My fucking wig! Wig? Yes, queen! Fucker! Give me back my wig! That's rude! So mean! So mean! Chad, why you gotta be mean to me? Surprise plot twist, villain Natsumi? I would love to see it. Can we get like a villain arc Natsumi in the next Mamiya? You better hope that we don't go through another 6 hours of trauma. We're going through a lot more than 6. There's gonna at least be 2 more streams of Mamiya, chat. I'm gonna do a character per stream, unless the characters go by too quick. Which I doubt it. You could skip retext me once since their routes overlap. Nah! We're gonna keep going. Man, you could have died. Stop acting like you don't know the danger. Ow, yeah, I guess I should say sorry about that. I'm sorry. But I feel like it was predestined. You're saying that even though you could have died? I mean, the world's gonna end soon, you know. Huh? Nostradamus' prophecy. It was actually supposed to end in July. But it turns out it was a miscalculation. And it's actually gonna end the moment it becomes the year 2000. 2000. But, wait, what year is it? Huh? What? Well, it doesn't matter, does it? It's gonna end anyways. Rio, can I have another donut? No, you won't have room for dinner. But you had 2? That's not fair. I'm in my growth spurt. I'm allowed to. I'm in my growth spurt too. You're actually pretty cheeky, huh? Here, you can have half. Thank you so much. It's because you're so blessed. Huh? If you're giving it all just to make it through the day, you wouldn't even have time to feel bored. It's a good problem to have. Is that why I seek out the extreme? I wouldn't know. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to make you mad. It's just that I've never met anyone like you. Like me? Finding those words cold and prickly, he prepared to close off his heart. So an honor student like you never met a person this rough, huh? He uttered words filled with despair. No! I meant that I've never met anyone so straightforward and nice in a noble kind of way. Huh? Though he was somewhat irritated, Kikuchi Ryo could feel it clearly. This clueless younger man found him inviolable. Yeah, Ryo is so nice.
You parasite!
Thank you for the follow, Shyrus. Welcome in. Hi. I'm doing good. How are you? You're now a parasite that lives in my wall. Forever and ever and ever. You think you can escape me, somebody? No, never. Ow, that hurt. Hello, how are you? I'm doing good. We're out chilling when we're playing a trauma live game. We're playing trauma. We're suffering. You better hope we don't go through 6 hours of trauma today. Hey, don't be mean to Giza. Giza's our beloved. We all love Giza. Sounds good? Yeah, I'm just fine. That's good. I'm glad to hear that you're doing okay. Also, sorry if I don't really chat much, everyone. We are mainly reading a lot of text today. How's your day going? It's been going pretty good. Just got off work not that long ago, and now we're playing some MAMIYA, which I am in love with this game. It is fucking amazing. I do hope we go through 6 hours of trauma. I hope so, too. I hope we go through 8 hours of trauma, chat. I hope we go 2 more hours. I need it, yeah. That would be great. Hell yeah. Trauma would be amazing. If you don't have trauma, watch stream. You'll get that very quick. You have a good brother. As an only child, I'm a bit jealous. He didn't know the boy much, but his words touched his heart as an elder brother. What's with this guy? Does he even have a sense of danger? Rio thought. You have it good, Midori. This man looked really helpless to him. He was a big guy, sure, but the way he looked at things felt off. Who even described people as noble? It's like he was just born, Rio thought. And if he believed Rio was nice, he wanted to be as good to him as he could. Kikuchi Rio took a notebook from his bag and tore out a page. He then ran his pen over it before folding it up. Soy, I have this letter. Huh? What? When Rio pushed the paper onto him, Soy could do little to hide his confusion. Give me your response the next time we meet. Is this a letter? This should help with your boredom a little, right? The man smiled, like an overgrown sunflower. Yeah, thank you. I'll do my best to think of a good response. Rio felt that he had to keep this child from turning into a balloon and floating away. Sippies! I've been drinking lemon lime Gatorade. Ooh, yummy. Well, I really like your streaming. Oh, thank you, Shyrus. That's so sweet. Mwah. Oh, that's the wrong thing. Mwah. There you go. Kisses. I give kisses and hugs and all the head pats. All the good lucks for a good day. And chat, make sure you stay hydrated. Drink some food, eat some water, cuddle up in a blanket. What's your model's name? This is Detective Bunny's Bunny Milk. I am a private investigator of the magical and paranormal, otherwise known as a pimp. Yes, I know, a weird acronym. My boss is a bunny that hates me, so perfect. Or a bunny demon that hates me. But it's okay, because we can't die. He thinks he can get rid of us. God, no. In his dreams. But the person that created the model, her name is Bernadette. Love her to bits. I met her on Fiverr. Go Commissioner. She did this for $20, which I gave her more money. She deserves the world. And Lulu Luns did the rigging for this model. Also on Fiverr. Very nice people. All very accommodating people and very nice. But yes, very good team. Very, very, very nice. But yeah, I fucking adore this model. I think this is my best model I've had. And one of my cheapest, surprisingly. Kikuchi Ryo's daily life was a repeating chain of routines. When his part-time job was over, he went to pick up Midori before going home and having dinner for two. How much was your model? I think like 100? Because it was $20. Well, if I'm including the tip, it was like 40 or 60? I don't remember how much I tipped. And I got all these amazing toggles with it. Very nice. And then the rigging was like $80 because it's obviously you gotta rig all these toggles. And it's funny when I can have multiple eyebrows, chat. I can be an abomination. I love it. I love being cursed. I'm beating you. Prefer I'm betting you prefer your pimp model over your teacher model. Fuck yeah, I do. I love this model. I love the person that did my teacher model, but I love this one more. I have legs. Chat, I did. Wait, chat, I'm gonna show you my leggies. I have legs on this model, chat. Look, and I could step. I could tap dance for you. Tippity tippity tappity tap. We're tap dancing on trauma. Woo! Yeah, dance for trauma. Oh yeah, I love it. And I think it fits my personality. It fits the gremlin in me. Oh my god, yeah. When his part-time job was over, he went to pick up Midori before going home and having dinner for two. This harmonious time was just the two of them. Oh, with just the two of them, was the only time he could find respite. Hey, I was watching that. Why did you turn it off? Huh? Oh, sorry. Turn it on again. No, that's enough TV for today. Brush your teeth and go to bed. But I'm not sleepy yet. So why? Drop the attitude. I said that's enough TV. You're being mean. Just do as I say. Midori was watching a simple documentary-like show. For some reason, Rio just couldn't bear watching it today and turned it off right away. But man, I didn't think it'd last this long. He'd expected her grumbly state to recover after a night of sleep, but it turned out that it hadn't. She wanted an answer even after she woke up, and Rio had to go through a loop where he put on her socks, only for her to take them off. It was a messy morning. Oh my god, I've dealt with that. Chat, I'm gonna tell a story for those that don't know. I used to be a daycare teacher in real life, and now I'm not anymore. I work at a factory now. But, I had this one kid who was actually one of my coworkers' sons, and he was an amazing kid. Lovely, lovely student. Loved him to bits. However, his tantrums. Oh boy. Could he throw a tantrum? And it was always, he took his shoes and socks off, because he's like a little 3-year-old. So he would take his shoes and socks off, throw them across the room, and he would go, nope, I'm not putting them on. I'll be like, well, don't you want to put your shoes on? Like, look, I have my shoes on, and look at how cool my socks are. Like, oh, you have Paw Patrol on your socks? Like, oh, those would be cool to show off. And he's like, no, I'm not putting on my shoes. And I'm like, all right, well, I get to keep your shoes then. And he's like, no, I want my shoes. I'm like, well, you gotta wear them. And that's like the only way to get him to put his shoes on is you have to act like you're gonna keep them. And I did have permission to do that. It's not like I was torturing a child. I asked the parent. I was like, hey, is it okay if I like hold on to his shoes if he like throws them, because I don't want him hurting another student or myself or himself. And they were like, yeah, that's cool. And I'm like, cool, perfect. And it worked out. It was very nice. But yeah, no, that was a little story time. I love talking about like my jobs and stuff. It's very nice. I like my jobs. I like my current job too. Very nice. Also, thank you, Jakes, for the lurk. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Welcome in. I hope you have a nice day, and I hope you're comfy, and I hope you're hydrated, and you eat a lot of food, because food is yummy. Man. Midori had a strong radar for things that were off, and she could instantly tell when someone was lying. He himself didn't know what he was feeling, and when she kept pestering him to put that feeling into words, he went and shouted at her to cut it out. Hee, yes, food is yummy. Yes, very yummy. I guess I just ran away. Even though he raised his voice, Midori didn't cry and just glared at him. It was like she was better at not running away than him. This is partially on her, too. Why did she decide to be so stubborn now of all times? I'll make sure to buy lots of bell peppers and eggplants on the way home. That's petty. Unless she likes those, but that's petty otherwise. Holding back his urge to run, he endured the boring class. But then, while class was still in session, the door opened up and a murmur went through the students. Kikuchi, go to the staff room immediately. What is it? Someone from the police wants a word with you. Huh? Oh no. Oh, do we get to figure out why he got arrested? The police. The foreboding word made his mind come to a halt. He dealt with them a bunch of times, but This is the first time they'd actually come to the school. Overcome by fear, he went through the door to the staff room, a place he rarely ever visited. Hello, I was told about you. I'm Officer Sanjima Satoru. I'm 27 years old. My hobby is lifting. I like eating caviar and dislike salmon rolls. This man, claiming to be an officer, was so absurd that Ryo didn't know how to feel. He extended his long, slender arm for a handshake. Ryo really didn't want to get involved with this man. But with the teachers waiting on him, he had no choice but to accept the handshake. Reluctantly, he took the hand that seemed like a lead sculpture. Let's get along, Ryo. The moment the man shook his hand, all the hairs on Ryo's body stood up. No. His instincts were telling him that this man was bad news, that he should run away from him. I gotta run, but I can't. I gotta run, but I can't. Ryo thought, his mind going in circles. Run. Kikuchi Ryo. The hand kept a hold on him, and the arm sprung like a bow. May I ask what you were doing last night? Nothing. Anyway, I've got stuff to do today, and has nothing to do with... Kikuchi Midori is waiting at the station. Huh? Midori? Midori? Her? Why would he say that name? Would you mind accompanying... Would you mind coming with me there? Ryo's entire body was racked by a chill that made him feel like he was holding a guillotine's blade. We brought Kikuchi Midori in because she was the first one to discover a body. What? She came to the police box all by herself to report having seen a person collapse on the ground. The officer on duty first believed it to be a prank, but since she came alone... Either way, the girl was far too stubborn. He went to the location she described, and sure enough, a man was found laying in the grove she led our officer to. Said officer called an ambulance, but the man was already dead. That's it. And? We felt that questioning her alone wasn't enough, so I was called over as her guardian. Ah, Ryo! Hearing that young voice made him turn around, and he saw Kikuchi Midori sitting on a chair and swaying her legs. Seeing her happily drinking apple juice made him completely relax. Midori, thank goodness. Putting aside your emotional reunion, may I ask you a few questions? About the body? What makes you think I know anything? Still, though, the first witness, eh? The man moved his Ooh, I just cracked my knuckles. The man moved his wire-like limbs and spoke in a sing-song tune. You siblings truly are alike. What are you talking about? Oh, you don't have to remember it now. It'll probably come back to you as we talk. Your sister is currently undergoing an emotional health examination with a female officer. We were told that she's calm, so do not worry about her. We'll be recording this just in case. Are you fine with that? Sure. The light on the desk projected their shadows onto the wall. Then let us begin. Oh, we get a cinematic! Oh, look at how gorgeous he is, chat! Hold on, I don't have it set up where I can easily turn this on and off. There we go. Look at him! Is Hiro trying to stay hidden in the closet? Well, the police are getting involved, so I'm assuming not. Oh, but look at this man! I hate you, but you're gorgeous still. Kikuchi Midori found the body at about 9 in the morning. She arrived at the police box at 10:11, and the officer found the man's body at 10:56. After laying out all that, the man placed a photo on the desk. Do you know this man? No. This is Masaka Hashida, a 64-year-old factory worker. Fuck, it's me, chat! Except I'm not that old. I don't know him. Midori probably doesn't either. Oh? If it was someone she knew, she'd throw a tantrum like you couldn't imagine. There's no way she would report it to the police. Sanjima nodded, then opened up a map and pointed at it. Why was Midori in the grove all by herself? Are you familiar with this area? Yeah, it's one of her usual haunts. So she goes there regularly. But why? Because it's teeming with pretty bugs and mushrooms. Midori's really good at finding things that are special. Does that apply to dead bodies as well? She has good eyes and is sensitive to things that stand out. She often finds people lying on the ground. When she tells me about them, I go check, and it's usually just drunkards or sick people. This must have been the first time it was a dead body, though. Is this also your first time seeing a corpse? I never even saw the body she found. No. I don't mean the body your sister found, but the body you discovered in the back alley behind the construction site. Huh? The faint light shone on his hands. Do you not remember? You're the first witness. Kikuchi Ryo. What are you talking about? The tasteless wallpaper irritated his nerves. Wasn't it Midori? She was, today, anyway. But I'm talking about 2003. No! No! 2003? That's so long ago. Is it really? Has your inner clock moved even a little bit since then? Do you ever have violent urges welling up within you? Do you? That's none of your business. When had they begun? Huh? High school? Middle school? No. They're much older than that. This evil flower bloomed in the middle of your elementary school years, did it not? Was he claiming that Ryo had this rage since he was about as old as Midori? No! I don't remember anything like that. Were you able to restrain the overflowing violence? I was trying not to raise my hand, and yet blood sticks to your skin by itself? Giving and receiving pain, death and violence. It all still sticks to you, and you can't wash it away, can you? Oh. Ryo was sweating buckets. The familiarity of this man, the similarity between them was something he couldn't afford to notice. Do you remember? First witness, Kikuchi Ryo. Samjima slid a photo on the desk. Masaki Hashida, a 64-year-old factory worker. Do you find him familiar? Shut up! Unable to endure this any longer, he punched the desk, throwing the photo off. That would be all. Thank you for your cooperation. Midori went on to have her fingerprints taken and was given some reward money before being let go. She wanted to buy sweets with it, so they went and did just that. Had to go take a work call for a bit, sadly. It's okay. Fuck you, Samjima Satoru. Like, okay, he's gorgeous, but goddamn, you're a dick. And when they came back home, they both had dinner and slept like logs. That was when Ryo remembered the man at the beach. What if he'd been waiting for them the whole day? That's why he never showed up! That's why! He was being called in for questioning! I did him dirty. He felt like he had to apologize. And that was exactly what he'd do when he met that innocent man again. There's no mistaking it. If this was Samjima Satoru from 1999, this couldn't have happened. He showed himself with his appearance as a 27-year-old, and it was reasonable to assume that he had his memories from 2012 when he was supposed to be 40. What a mess! 2000, the year that followed 1999. I didn't know what happened in the story after they devoured Mamiya's flesh. However, Samjima Satoru was trying to meet with Kikuchi Ryo despite knowing everything. He still hasn't appeared, but the same could probably be said about Arisugawa Asumu. He would most likely show himself before Kikuchi Ryo. He would want to see what happened to the Mamiya he'd instilled. Wait, why is it Samjima Satoru? Wasn't it Arisugawa Asumu who installed Mamiya and Kikuchi Ryo? Why did Samjima appear before him? This order of appearances couldn't have been a coincidence. But I'm talking about 2003. What is this relationship between Samjima and Kikuchi Ryo? I'll be going now. Good job today. Be careful on your way home. Sure. I gotta take a sippy. Hold on, chat. I got some root beer today. Man, it sure is cold at night. He left his job, the one he got by faking his age, and hurried home while putting up with the cold. But then he stopped when he saw a familiar back below an uncomfortable streetlight. Soy? Is that you? It was the youth he'd seen at the beach. Rio felt like the night air could freeze him to the bone, but Soy was lightly dressed, so he ran up to him out of concern. Didn't you hear me? The youth quickly turned around. When Rio saw his face, his blood froze. Instinctively sensing danger, he leaped back to make distance. Are you Soy? His eyes were clouded. His consciousness seemed absent. But this was no doubt the man Rio had seen at the sea recently. Upon closer examination, he noticed that he wasn't wearing proper clothing, or even shoes worthy of this weather. No way, right? Rio became worried that he'd been involved in some incident and ran away from the scene. Don't worry, it's alright. Tell me, what happened, Soy? You're cold, right? Yeah, you can have my coat, so... The moment he began to remove his coat... Ah! A fist crashed into his face. It wasn't telegraphed whatsoever. Dude, what the hell? No. No what? The king didn't seem to like this too much. Well, whatever. I'll lead you back to your place. You remember where it is, right? Rio tried pulling Soy, but he wasn't moving at all. It was almost as if he'd grown roots into the ground. Hey, get a grip. Rio. What? You're bleeding from your nose. Yeah, because you clocked me. The air was dry, so the punch must have spilt a vessel near the surface. Don't worry about it, let's get you back. Blood is flesh. Huh? Chat, this is why I can't skip it. I'm doing this for you. I'm doing you a favor. I'm doing you a favor. You get your CG. You get your CG again. There you go. Are you happy? Are you Simps happy? You get the ship of the century. Him licking his schnoz. He's licking that schnozzer, the sniffer. Oh boy. Yes. It's such a pretty... Okay, they didn't need to make it that pretty, though. The next moment, Soy was right in front of him. The light behind him had made it impossible to see his expression. A warm breath fell on the tip of his nose. He's licking my nose, Rio thought. He felt the wet flesh closing the hole through which he breathed. Soy's wet tongue wriggled around, his heated breath in the air surrounding them, taking turns to touch Rio's nose. He felt as if breathing in at the wrong time would lead him to inhaling and choking on his saliva. It was when he realized that Soy Kaito was sucking his blood. With his mouth deep on Rio's nose, he was greedily slurping up the blood. Hey, you! Cut it out! Wait, where are you going? Rio wiped his nose and stopped Soy as he tried to walk away without a word. Come with me, then. Huh? Hey! Soy grabbed Rio with his intense strength and pulled him away. It felt as if the mechanisms keeping Soy's strength in check were gone. Rio had trouble keeping up with him without hurting himself. Rio first found himself at Soy's place, but he instantly dragged him to his room upstairs. What the hell is this about? You're so cold. Huh? You're really cool. Thanks. He was about to submit to those unconditional words, but he was able to keep it together. Thank you for the pets, Ichi! Welcome back to Trauma Simulator, Ichi! How are you doing? Hi! You just missed it! They were licking each other's noses! They were slurping the blood from their schnozzes. And you missed it. Let go of my arm. I need to go home and sleep. No. What do you mean, no? It's not enough. They didn't have enough fun today. I don't want it to end. I want fun like I've never had before. That's all the more reason to sleep. Nothing happens at night, and I won't bleed anymore. How boring. Get used to it. It's how the world is. So it's gonna be boring even as it ends, huh? What a shame. Soy? Did you actually fall asleep? Seriously? Let go of me. Hey, Soy! Soy. Hey, wake up already! Huh? Rio! What? Why did you... Your arm, I grabbed it and bruised it. Was I holding it while sleeping? You don't remember? Remember what? I'm leaving. Please, wait! I'm sorry! I didn't mean to cause trouble for you! It's better not to apologize at all than apologize for things you don't remember doing. Just go to a mental clinic. Bye. If it's blood, maybe it was a good thing I missed it? Yeah, probably. It was a cute scene, I swear. Hope you're having a fun time though, Bunny. Great to see you. Yeah, it's great to see you too, Ichi. Have fun on... I think you're streaming today. Have fun on your stream. The letter. I wrote a reply for you. I don't know what this is about, but I'm sorry. So... please, don't leave me. Daybreak After Dark. Now we're on chapter 2. Okay, we got through that one a little bit faster. I was kind of going pretty fast on these ones, because most of these we have actually seen. I love the dialogue, Lamau. Go to a mental clinic. Bye. Bye, bitch. You're insane. Get your shit together. That's Rio right there. Actually, I'm not streaming today. I'm just going to chill. I appreciate that. Hey, we love the chill days. Just going to play ZZZ. What's ZZZ? And watch Friendo streams. Ah, so nice. So, we're on chapter 2, The Toy. I did see it before it went away. Upon coming back home and going to sleep, Rio had a dream of an unfamiliar house. He was in a dark room with still air and only a small amount of light coming in through the window. And there he was trying his best to move his arms. As he wiped his sweat with his tiny hand, a bigger unfamiliar hand touched his. The large hand wriggled as if crawling. Oh, how foolish. Unfamiliar particles flowed from where he was touched. How foolish and pitiful you are, Rio. I'm assuming it's Ari Sugawa. Rio began to tremble, but still couldn't resist. He wiped the sweat and evened out his breathing. He bit his lip, which kept on quivering for a while. The classroom froze the moment he entered, but he was already used to that. Kikuchi Rio, you heard how the cops came to look for him at the school the other day? Seriously? I guess it won't be long until he's in a reform school, huh? He was also used to overhearing conversations that his sensitive ears picked up as he passed by. He could turn around and talk back, but he knew by now that it would be pointless. And so, he continued to pretend not to hear any of it. It's not like I want to do this, he thought. Letting his intense emotions take control. He let the boiling sensation within flow free. That overflowing magma erupted, prompting him to take action. He couldn't stop his arms from punching people. The arm he threw crashed into a man's side. The man groaned before putting his own arm behind him. The next moment, intense pain coursed through Rio's whole body. It turned out the man had a stun gun hidden on him. Drained of all his strength, Rio collapsed on the ground. Huh, you're not as tough as I heard, Kikuchi Rio. The man's foot came down on him. He was crushing him with his leg, as if putting out a cigarette. Rio was on the verge of losing consciousness, but then the large and fearsome hand floated back to his mind. Listen. You're weak and unfit for society. You will never be able to reach an understanding with others through words. The only type of communication you can manage is a simple one. It's a very primal method indeed. Rio poured strength into his arm, as if doing a push-up, then raised his head with that man's foot still on it. Huh? What? You're still conscious? Watch. Ah! Rio got up with force, throwing the man's leg into the air, then grabbed and threw it before it landed. When the man was on his back, Rio stomped on his stomach, then straddled him, and began pummeling his forehead. How intriguing. He pounded. Oh, you shouldn't look away. He punched. Look at this. Look and remember. Words are utterly powerless against violence. The next moment, Rio found himself standing. He was on a hill overlooking the area with dark clouds gathering above. ZZZ is Endless Zone Zero? Ah, okay. Also, can we take a moment to appreciate this music? I love the music. I think this is the same, is it Lu? Who is the person that sang the... Luno. I think this is Luno that sings this. They have a lot of, like, songs from different artists all over the world, and I love it. Around him, there were countless unconscious men. I did it again. He hesitantly looked at his fists. Covered in the blood of multiple people, including his own. They had an unnatural color and were trembling intensely. I don't know this, he thought. I don't know this. I don't know this, I don't know this, I don't know this. This is... As he stood in place, shocked, a man moaned. Help me. It was a faint call for help from the man he didn't know. The voice was so much like his own that Rio couldn't help but run off. Why? Why? This makes me hate myself so much, he thought. This is so terrifying, and yet... Why? Why does it make me feel so alive? He took off his shoes without much as a hello. Welcome back! Oh, Midori, hi. Her familiar smile made him feel as if his sin was being cleansed. Huh, that's odd. You're not watching that educational program you usually do. Yeah. It was a continuation of a documentary he'd seen before. It showed a young boy who'd messed up and was covered in mud, and his father who was hugging and reassuring him. Rio felt like he was grabbed by the heart. Unconsciously, he opened his eyes and tried to take in as much information as he could. Ah, Dad! You did fine. You did your best. The boy within the father's arms was crying, while the father's face was red as he did his best to keep himself from crying as well. The father was embracing the boy with the strong arms, praising his efforts. I don't think it's Uno, but let me check. Yes. I have the soundtracks all on YouTube, but I don't know if this is in the soundtrack. It was a tearjerker of a documentary with plenty of touching moments. What is this? Rio thought. I don't understand. His brain was doing his best not to process and understand it. But then Midori said something that pushed him over the edge. Must be nice. I want Mommy to hug me too. Hey Midori, he thought. You and me, don't you? I'll be like a father to you. More reliable than Mom could ever be. I'll protect and raise you. MAMIYA time! Hello! Hi Buster, how are you doing? Welcome in! But what about me? Who'll raise me?
You parasite!
Thank you for the phone! Now, a parasite that lives in my walls, and you can never, ever escape. Now suffer with us through all the trauma and the pain. But hi, how you doing? Sounds of destruction filled the small room. Rio threw the TV to the floor. Why did you break it? He could barely hear anything. He couldn't control his body well. There was the sound of someone opening the front door, but he was unable to react. What are you doing? This couldn't get any worse, he thought. Rio, what's going on? He had to clean up the room and keep this woman in a good mood. But all that could move him now were things related to a major question. Hey, you. Huh? Hey. There was a feeling deep within his heart that he tried all these years to ignore. Why? Rio, speak up. Something forbidden, sealed deep away and conveniently out of sight. A feeling that had now grown so big that it broke its container and overflowed. Sun was destroying the evidence by semaphore. Ah, okay. I'm not drinking Pepsi? Ooh, I like Pepsi. Where's my father? Stop talking. Where's my father? Shut that mouth and clean this up. Huh? Did you just punch me? You did, didn't you? Ah! Hey, stop it! What? Why? The feelings, the question, sadness. They all became fists, overflowing without anything to hold them back. Answer me. He didn't stop. He didn't get it. He didn't want to think about it. My father. I'm filth anyway. Words are utterly powerless against violence. Where's my father? A broken TV. Midori, so tired from shouting that she'd fainted. Repeating impact sounds. The tiny living room was messier than ever before, and reeked of gloom. Damn you, MAMIYA! You're the one who said you're the one who said you're his dad. Weren't you going to protect him? Tell me, MAMIYA. No. Arisukawa Asumu! I poured strength into my fist. Why aren't you showing yourself to him? And not as an illusion either. I can't save him, so... Stop. A third party suddenly grabbed Rio by the shoulder. Their hold was so strong he couldn't shake it off. He turned around. She's not worth killing, trust me. No, if you really want her dead, I can do the job for you. Why? Why now of all times? Arisugawa Osamu tightly embraced Kikuchi Ryo's filth-covered body. Rio, I'm sorry I took so long. Those arms, larger than Ryo's own, filled him with a sense of relief. The tears came just as his voice began to crack. You did fine. It was like that scene from the documentary. This is what I wanted, Rio thought. Osamu! Scattered garbage everywhere. His young sister convulsing from the shock. Blood stains on the floor. His mother now silent. You did your best, Rio. I'd wanted this for so long, he thought again. Tin toy. Oh, it's tin toy, not this toy. My bad. Papa Otes? I don't know what that means. Papa... Is it Papa is you? I don't know. You'll be treated like a special case. You should be glad. You're just abusing your authority, aren't you? After what happened, Rio did the smart thing and allowed Sanjima Satoru to take him before the police got involved. Officially, Rio was now under Sanjima's supervision, and observed him he did. You know some difficult terms, I'm impressed. What is this place? It's one of the rooms I have. Feel free to use it as you see fit. Don't worry if you dirty the walls. I'll call a cleaner. Why would you lock me up here personally? What are you after? I won't tell you until you remember it by yourself. You said something similar last time. Have we met in the past? Who knows? Maybe you'll realize something while living here. Wait, where's Midori? What happened to her? Don't worry. She's currently being held in a special facility. Your mother's nowhere near her. You think I'm just gonna believe that? Let me see her right now. No. You do realize that the least trustworthy person here is you, right? Brother or not, you did commit domestic violence. Little Midori was quite terrified. Merely seeing your face might bring up bad memories. Anyway, I'll come again tomorrow. Let me see Midori! 199. 200. The way Kikuchi Ryo was focusing on nothing but exercise made him look like an actual prisoner. He walked over to the refrigerator and grabbed some mineral water. Alright, and now for push-ups. He sure doesn't look like he has much to do. 199. 200. It hurts to look at him. Oh yeah. Oh? Kikuchi reached into his bag and took out a letter. It was the one he'd received from Soy. I ended up not giving him a reply. I didn't even have time to tell him about this. I wonder if he's still waiting for me. Nah, forget it. It's not like he'd meet with someone like me again. He went and crushed the nice-looking letter in his hand. And even if we did meet, I'd probably be unable to look him in the eye. Ryo imagined those pure eyes, filling with rejection and dread, then shook his head. He lost his trust and kindness. And all he got in exchange was a mystery man who'd given him warmth in the past and went on to vanish. What a bother. He covered his face with bony hands as the evening sun shone through the window and onto his back. No changes today either, huh? A day passed, and Kikuchi Ryo continued exercising like it had become routine. He'd showed no intention of looking for a way to escape. Almost as if he knew how meaningless it was. Hold on guys, I gotta do a sneeze. Sorry, my nose is like really stuffy. I guess they turned the heat on in the house. It's like, where are you, Dad? Exactly. Dad went to get the milk, chat. He's never coming back. But as he did his thing, he couldn't help but think about the crumpled up letter from Soy. Shit. I should just tear it up and... tear up this pretty little envelope that he must have gotten from a specialty shop. But would he feel better if he tore it up? He shut his eyes tight. But instead of splitting the paper, he opened it. Ryo, thank you for your letter. You said you're jealous of me, when, in truth, I'm the one who looks up to you. Feeling a piercing pain in his chest, Ryo continued reading. You woke me up and helped me at the sea a whole 2 times now. You're an amazing person. I'm sure you're far greater than you believe yourself to be. But I know you don't realize it yourself. I mean, just look where I ended up. I want you to remember this much, though. No matter what you say, I'll always believe in your noble kindness. He's forceful even in text, huh? P.S. I still can't forget the taste of the donut you shared with me. Let's go to the sea and eat more donuts there sometime. I want to know what a whole one is like. He sure is cheeky. He put more strength into his hands, holding the letter. I'd love some donuts too. Feeling like he had seen a smile for the first time in a while, I couldn't help but break into a smile myself. I'm glad these two are doing good. I'm glad these two are doing their letter exchange. What are you writing? Sanjima Satoru quite enjoyed coming to this apartment and being hit with a glare that could kill. Kikuchi Ryo's gaze was abnormally sharp. It carried a heat that brought excitement back into him every day he returned from work. This day, however, the glare never came, which he found lacking. He took a look and saw Kikuchi Ryo facing the desk. Not telling. As though expecting Sanjima's question, the boy made distance between them. I see. Won't you confiscate it? Did you want me to proofread it or something? Sadly, I have no interest in correcting your ideals. Huh. Despite saying that, Sanjima continued staring at Kikuchi Ryo. After a while, Ryo stopped writing. His side profile was the unique expression of a person pondering how best to express himself. Sanjima found it familiar. You're quite like him. Like the children's writer I came to know in that pink house, he thought. Kikuchi Ryo pretended not to hear it. When will we get to meet again? Oh, is that what you want? Of course, she's my precious sister. Oh, so that's who you had in mind. Kikuchi Ryo quickly gave up on getting an answer and returned to gaze at his letter. Sanjima wanted to see his name written in his edgy writing. Should I pass it on? Huh? The letter to Soy Kaito, I mean. Why would you... I've been acquainted with him for quite a while. He's my boss's son. And you expect me to believe that? You're free to believe whatever you want, but I may even bring you his responses. Well, doesn't mean I believe you, but... Thank you. The smile growing on Sanjima's face contained trust like Kikuchi Ryo had never seen. Hello, starting today your house arrest is officially over. Huh? The first thing Sanjima told him that day left Ryo speechless. Let's celebrate your release with a visit to the amusement park. What about the letter? Well, not like I expect much from you, but... Start by taking me to Midori. Kikuchi Midori is there as well. A celebration must be fun, after all. What's the catch? Kaito and Asuma are there as well. Why? Sanjima's smile grew wider. You wish to see them, no? I get Asuma, but Soy has nothing to do with this. He most certainly does. What do you mean? You'll find out when you go there tomorrow. And do try to enjoy yourself. I will be watching.
Ah, Rio!
Midori! Were you eating well? You weren't scared, were you?
I was just fine. What about you?
Yeah, I'm fine too. His days were full of stress, and he could barely bring himself to eat. However, Midori's warmth completely dispersed his pent-up irritation.
Oh, my knuckles!
Midori, now in his arms, was in a far better state than he'd expected.
Optimal, over here!
Again, it's Uncle Asumu. Oh. Asumu. Well, I'm glad you look fine. Enjoy your day, will ya? Were you the one that looked after her? I visited the facility once or twice. Anyway, you hungry? I'll buy you something.
I want ice cream.
What, in this cold? Well, don't blame me if it makes your tummy hurt. Chatting, the two walked off towards a stand. The fact that Midori was so close to him made Ryo felt somewhat excluded. She's fine without me, huh? As he made a dejected sigh, he heard some energetic footsteps coming up from behind him. Ryo! Whoa! I was worried sick. I'm so glad you're okay. I really am. You're exaggerating. You're quite well suited for amusement parks, Kaito. Mr. Sanjima, thank you for inviting me. That goes for you too, Ryo.
Yay, Kaito's here. Want to have some ice cream?
That does look good. Maybe I'll have some. I did say you wouldn't be able to eat it all. Oh. Well, at least you have someone who doesn't mind eating the excess. Hello. The 5 people gathered in this clouded amusement park were a strange group. I like that they each hate, like, the adult in their lives. Like, Kaito hates Asumu. Or Asumu. And then Ryo just fucking hates Satoru. He's just like, fucking Sanjima Satoru, you bitch. Untrustworthy. Which is fair. Let's have some fun, Ryo. We're all here to cheer you up. Alright. The cheery music all around created a light dissonance. Let's go, Kaito. Time to supply when you're having fun. You're right. Colorful light decorations illuminated their backs, further emphasizing the strange atmosphere. However, they were still able to enjoy their time.
Asumu, again! Let's go again!
Hell yeah, that wasn't nearly enough. Let's take the front this time. Midori and Arisugawa went on the roller coaster multiple times. I love high places. Sanjima went on the high bike ride by himself. Such carefree people. I feel embarrassed for expecting something. I breathed heavily. Then, I shifted my gaze to my friends, who'd finally met again. I bought some warm tea. Have some. Thanks. You came prepared, huh? Kikuchi, Ryo, and Soy Kaito were taking a break on a bench. I was looking forward to this, so yeah. They even had some warmers. They should be a bit deeper in. Oh, ah! A bundle of papers fell out of the bag. Oh, I'll go get them. Are these all letters? Kikuchi Ryo widened his eyes when he saw Kaito's large body as he hid his face in embarrassment. I got a reply from Mr. Samjima. So he actually gave it to you. But, I wasn't sure how to respond, so I figured I'd write multiple replies and pick the best one, and, oh, I also wrote a letter for you. Even though I never got your response. Oh, really? Just, one, though. Kaito wagged his invisible tail as if it was all he'd been waiting for. Wow, thank you so much! Have you been getting enough sleep? Not recently. Promise me you will from now on, okay? Sure. I'll go get some takoyaki. Kaito smiled and ran off. Left by himself, Kikuchi waited for Kaito to disappear from sight. Then took out the letter he just got. Sorry, Soy. Unlike you, I'm not the type who can wait. Ryo! His handwriting sure is pretty. Like something straight out of a textbook. Was he working on his penmanship? Ryo wondered. I remember the morning I found you next to me. I'm really sorry for what I said back then. Did I seem like a rude young boy to you? That's painfully similar to how I feel. I'm still very glad that you met me with a smile back then. Roy, the apple pie looked really good, so I got it too, and... What? Wait, why are you reading the letter? Hey, Soy. Yeah? Will you, continue writing letters to me? No matter what kind of person I am? Ryo knew how unfair that question was. Of course! It wasn't exactly nice to make him promise something without knowing all the details. It wasn't like him to put up an insurance, in case Soy began rejecting him. I see. Even so, though it may have been brief, Soy's words gave Kikuchi Ryo some peace of mind. Midori, are you sleepy? Oh, that play must have been tiring. Alright, I'll carry you around. Don't worry, I'll do it. Aren't you just as tired? But, what, you want me to carry you as well? No, forget it. Just tell me when you get sleepy. What's wrong? Are you tired too, Kaito? Oh, no, I'm not. I wonder if my frail arms can carry you. I'm not tired, okay? This is a mirror house, but Soy was walking around while looking at his feet. He wanted to overwrite his current emotional state with fond memories. Right, I want to go to the Ferris wheel. The view should be exceptional in the evening. Huh? Roy? Mr. Samjima? He looked around, but couldn't see anything besides his own reflections. Ferris wheels are way too slow. Let's go on a merry-go-round instead. Come on, Soy Kaito. Don't be a stranger. Still carrying the now asleep Midori, Arisugawa widened the smile behind his glasses. His face as he did that was reflected by countless mirrors. Quiet. In a corner behind a wall of mirrors, Kikuchi Ryo had his mouth shut by Sanjima Satoru's large hand. Don't make too much noise. Remember who's with Kikuchi Midori right now. Are we clear? I'll let you talk now. You planned this? You're with Asumu? Absolutely not. And I would appreciate not being grouped together with him. Suddenly, Satoru pouted like a child, then cleared his throat to switch back to his usual self. I don't intend to hurt you. I only wish to talk. He grabbed Kikuchi Ryo's arm so gently, it was almost uncomfortable. I like Ferris wheels. Would you ride it with me? He then pulled Ryo by the wrist, taking him to the entrance. Let's go, Ryo. Kikuchi Ryo had no choice but to go along with him. Ferris wheels are really nice, so cozy and lovely. Make some space, our knees are gonna touch. I'm sorry, my legs are quite long. Sanjima then crossed his legs, closing the distance between their knees even further. With a metallic sound, the cabin began making a circle. It soon left the ground and reached a height that would kill a person instantly, should they have fallen out. There was nowhere to run. Look around, the city is so distant. Looking down at it makes it seem almost artificial. Kikuchi Ryo was in no state to enjoy the view. This is so nostalgic. Have you finally remembered? There was a time limit to this torturous experience, as the Ferris wheel would make a turn in 10 odd minutes. All Ryo had to do was keep quiet and put up with it. The cabin shook violently, and the Ferris wheel came to a halt. As Ryo's heartbeat accelerated, an announcement let them know that there was some sort of trouble. Oh dear. Oh. The oxygen in the air immediately felt heavy and difficult to breathe. He inhaled as hard as he could, but it didn't make breathing any easier. He couldn't open the window either. All he could do was endure the shaking while gulping down his saliva. Are you okay? Stop making it sound like this isn't your fault. My, how scary. This happened at the perfect time. Now I can finally talk to you, like myself. Huh? Within that unstable cabin, Sanjima Satoru slowly stood up. Oh my god! I love this. Holy shit. This might be my favorite Satoru CG that we've seen. I love the creepy smile. He looks like Sebastian from Black Butler. I'm not gonna lie. He looks exactly like him. But like with Poe's face from Boku no Stray Dogs. Or Bunga no Stray Dogs. Kaito and Ryo's interactions are so fucking cute. Yes, they are. They're fucking adorable. I love how protective Ryo is of like everyone that he loves. The metallic ceiling made a disquieting sound. Hey, the hell are you? I'm sorry. I just wanted to see you from up close. Ryo felt barely alive, as if the ground itself had been pulling from under him. His large bent body and long arms placed him in a twofold trap. You cannot escape now. Ryo wanted to shout that he knew that, but he knew all too well. I'll have you remember what happened in 2003. He wanted to run. I'll tell you about the MAMIYA within you. But he wasn't allowed to run. So it's, where is Papa? That's what that means. Or Papa, where are you? I'm assuming. Year of his death, 2003. We're reliving his death. God fucking damn, Sanjima so creepy. Oh, thank you for the 10th stream streak, but Neelan, welcome in. Hiya. Text here. Bottom text. The nail that sticks out gets hammered in. But stick out enough and it becomes the standard. That was what I'd finally realized. Odd as it was, after eating Mamiya's flesh that day, I acquired a leading position in my department. Everyone said that they wanted to become like Superintendent Sanjima, that he had charisma. Charisma was, at its core, a charm that common people lacked. We are creatures biologically attracted to things we do not have. That was what I'd gained from that day's madness, and that was it. I decided to curse society. But thanks to MAMIYA, I was able to adjust to it and keep it in the palm of my hand. Such irony. Looking back, there was plenty of that ever since I met MAMIYA. Was everything that happened caused by the karma surrounding MAMIYA?
Sorry, I have to yawn. Big yawns. Can we get big yawns in the chat? Yawn.
Perhaps in this particular memory was no different. A body had been found at a construction site. It belonged to Masaki Hashida, a 64-year-old factory worker. I see, and the first witness is... it's... a child. The moment Satoru saw the child, Kikuchi Ryo, his muscles tensed up. Huh? As he observed him and their eyes met, Satoru was assailed by an intense feeling of deja vu. It was the second time. Twice now have different sensations touched him simultaneously. He'd used his senses for anything off to solve cases many times by now. However, this was the first time he'd felt two off feelings, with different causes from the same person. And it was just a boy. Satoru realized that he was feeling something personal, something unrelated to the case about this child. He felt like he had to realize what it was, otherwise he'd regret it for the rest of his life. The rest of his life. MAMIYA? He didn't know what he was saying. After all, MAMIYA had returned to the Trilogism.
You know MAMIYA?
The question made his heart freeze over. I do, yes. What is your relationship with MAMIYA? Satoru kept himself in control. That could have easily been the name of a friend at school.
MAMIYA is somewhat important to me.
A sweet metallic sound could be heard from under the collar of the boy's somewhat oversized clothes.
MAMIYA's helped me.
This nostalgic atmosphere was familiar to Satoru. He could almost smell the air of the house where they shared their memories of MAMIYA in 1999. Yes, I know MAMIYA too. No good. Satoru recognized that this feeling was no good. Satoru. There was no way he could see MAMIYA in this child. Thank you for your cooperation, Kikuchi Ryo. Are you tired?
I'm okay.
After questioning the boy and taking his fingerprints, just in case, Sandra gave him some apple juice.
Sorry. Sippies. I'm gonna take a sippy.
Despite finding a corpse, he remained calm as he reported it, and seemed unaffected even now. There was no signs that he'd cry, nor any tells of an acute stress disorder. Then again, perhaps he wasn't showing any symptoms due to being in a state of shock. Satoru felt like that he had to see how he would progress and treat him accordingly. I've contacted your address several times now, but no one appears to be home just yet.
That's fine.
It was likely that this child was being subjected to something close to domestic violence.
You don't have to tell her about this. If you interrupt her at her job, it's gonna cause rumors and I'll get yelled at.
Despite being so young, he seemed to understand that if someone was questioned by the police, he could lead it to people gossiping about it. The proof in the fact that he was talking quietly and hiding his wounds. I see. Anyway, here's your reward as the first witness. Normally I would give this to your guardian, but if they're not here, it has to go to you.
Huh?
It was just a few thousand yen, but that was a lot to a child's age. As a rule, first witnesses have to be visited several times following the initial report. Would you mind meeting me again?
As long as you don't come to my house.
Are you familiar with the shrine grounds? I propose we meet there next weekend. Kikuchi Ryo nodded. And we shall continue our talk about MAMIYA as well. The shrine in his large eyes gave Satoru his first heartache in a while. Oh yes. The moment he came back home, Satoru collapsed on the sofa and took a deep breath. MAMIYA is back. Many days had passed since they ate the flesh and swore to raise a new MAMIYA. He was the only one unable to find a child he could turn into MAMIYA. No doubt, because unlike theirs, my MAMIYA had the appearance of a child. It wasn't that he didn't have any motivation or investment. He simply couldn't find a child worthy of being his MAMIYA. But that one, Kikuchi Ryo, he's MAMIYA, without me having to instill MAMIYA in him. Sanjima's urge to kill had subsided after he consumed MAMIYA's flesh. He was satisfied with just having his dear MAMIYA inside him. Rabbits, 3 of them. Perhaps they kept on the grounds. Did you know that rabbits are counted as birds sometimes? Birds? Yes, indeed. Why? They don't have feathers or anything. Indeed they don't. Apparently in the past, the monks of the temples couldn't eat beast meat. That's why they decided that rabbits are birds and ate them. Or so the theory goes, anyways. They ate rabbits? How sad. You eat cows and pigs yourself, don't you? Why do you feel that way about rabbits? You're right. I wonder why. Because they're cute? How strange. For all you know, the rabbits may want you to eat them. Huh? There's a story that goes like this. A long, long time ago, there was a rabbit, a fox, and a monkey. One day, the 3 were gathering food for a tired elder. The monkey brought a fruit, the fox caught a fish, but the rabbit didn't bring anything. That was when the rabbit said, "Eat me," and jumped into the fire, giving itself to the elder. A white rabbit went past Sanjima right as he finished the story. Its moving tale. The creature burned itself for the sake of letting the elder live. It wouldn't have died if it didn't feel like saving the elder. Oh, it wouldn't have died if it didn't feel like saving the elder. That's some foreshadowing to, like, Mamiya and Kaito. I like that. I like that, like, little hidden foreshadowing of, like, yeah, he died. No. The rabbit had no other choice. If it didn't help the elder, it would have regretted it for the rest of its life. Is that worse than death? Most likely. Huh. Kuchiryo balled his small hand into a fist and stopped talking. Satoru felt that he might have scared him a little and tried to make it better. There's a continuation to the story that says the elder was actually a god. That god took pity upon the rabbit and put its image on the moon as the example for everyone else. That's why there's a rabbit living on the moon. So the rabbit was happy because it regretted nothing and become an example to others? I think so, yes. I believe this rabbit is a lot like Mamiya. He also compared himself to the moon quite often. He looked up at the moon in the pale sky. The lunar seas that were said to look like a rabbit had melted into the blue atmosphere, and their outline was vague. Mamiya is the monkey that gave the fruit. He's alive and always there. The boy put his hand on his chest, causing the chain peeking through his clothes to gleam and shine. That's a nice accessory you have there.
Ooh, I got it from Mamiya.
Can I take a look? It must have made him happy to be able to show it off. Ryo removed his necklace with a smile on his face.
It's a dog tag.
It was a simple one. The only text carved on it was Ryo. Satoru felt like he'd seen something like this before.
Mamiya had one, and when I said I liked it, he made one for me too.
A strange promotion hit Satoru like a bolt of lightning. He suddenly had trouble breathing.
Satoru?
Was this child actually Mamiya because someone had already turned him into Mamiya? Could you have let me meet your Mamiya?
Mamiya! Oh, Ryo! You said you wanted to meet some...
Oh, yes. Indeed. I indeed know your Mamiya, Ryo. The 3 headed to a nearby park in complete silence.
They're just 2 gay dads, chat!
2 adult men and a child. What would onlookers think if they saw them? This was Satoru's first time meeting Arisugawa since that day. The swamp-like taste of the years 1999 and 2000 spread across his mouth.
Mamiya!
Try not to trip! He had aged since their last encounter. No. Arisugawa had become an adult you rely on, like a father. I didn't expect to meet you through a Rio. It's like that time Mamiya pulled us under Tokyo Tower. Mamiya. So you really are the one who instilled Mamiya in Rio. Future Rio was playing with sand in an abandoned piece of playground equipment. I was quite surprised. You see, when I look at Kikuchi Rio, I felt like I saw Mamiya himself. If you were the one responsible, it would explain everything. So, you also saw Rio as Mamiya. Yes, unmistakably. Thanks. You sound happy. Because I am. My work was conveyed as intended. Satoru has always hated the mocking smile this man would often make. I created that Mamiya after lots and lots of polishing. Weren't you able to write stories? After putting down the pen in 2000, I considered what it was that Mamiya needed. But I'm glad I got you to confirm it. But if you think that's Mamiya, then Nagaki and Bach will likely feel the same way. I finally made it this far. I looked up at the windy sky. Satoru found the expression scary. And how far are you planning to go? Or how far are you planning to go? Who knows? Maybe I should use Rio as the idol of my new religion. I understand now that the child is the Mamiya you created. However, back when I look at him, I felt that there was another thing off about him. It was a common type of deja vu, unrelated to any yearning. It was about the dog tag Kikuchi Rio showed off. He is similar to the youth I met at Kaito's house in 1999. In the December of 1999, he was left to take care of his boss's son. Mamiya had vanished shortly after that, so Satoru's memories of him weren't particularly vivid yet. Please, help Soy. Soy Kaito was a sleepwalker. I can't protect him. That man, shaking desperately as he pled, wasn't that Kikuchi Rio himself? Due to his particular line of work, Satoru was not one to mistake people for others. Normally one would assume they were siblings, or parent and child, yet he couldn't bring himself to dismiss the possibility that they were the same person. But then who is that child? The Count of Saint Germain, who appeared in various times. That just makes him seem more like Mamiya. As he reclined on a sofa, he was overtaken by a mix of wonder and curiosity. How would Kaito react if I saw him? I haven't talked to him since he told me he bought a new phone. Look, Mr. Sanjima, I finally got a phone! Let's exchange numbers then. I can even send you an email. Wonder if it interests you if I told you about this. No, that's no good. Showing that child to him can make his sleepwalking flare up again. Or maybe I'm worrying too much? A lot of things happened today. I should go take his rest. Satoru hoped he could meet Mamiya again in his dreams. I don't need dreams. I can already meet him anytime I want. Mamiya exists in this world as Kikuchi Rio. Knowing that Kikuchi Rio was a Mamiya created by Arisugawa Osamu, Satoru couldn't keep himself from wanting to meet him. Thus he insisted that they continue meeting at the shrine grounds on his days off. Talking to him made Satoru miss that honeymoon period from the end of the century. It also made him wish that this boy too was immortal. 1 rabbit. He could pierce his heart with a blade, tear his limbs off. 2 rabbits. He could close his screaming mouth as he drowned him in the bath. 3 rabbits. Satoru? Oh, yes. You were spacing out. Oh, I was just looking at the dried leaves. What am I thinking? Satoru thought. Remember your pride as someone who plays by the rules. Still, if all he wishes could come true. No. I will surely go back to normal once I meet Kaito. He took out the phone he kept for private calls and clicked on his name in the contact list. Perhaps he had a lecture and couldn't answer? Just as Satoru was thinking of leaving a message. Hello? A pit opened in his stomach. You're not Kaito, are you? Did he have the wrong number? Or did it belong to someone else now? Satoru hoped, begged that was the case, but... ED. Ugh. There was only one person in this world who called him by that crude name. Arisugawa. He remained calm, putting on a business-like demeanor. I'll give you the drink. What happened to Kaito? And he hoped that this was unrelated. Hey, ED. Tell me. He tried to keep his cool, restraining his emotions. Is Ryo a proper Mamiya? Why would he ask that now, of all times? Is it pleasant to be with him? I felt as though he could read his mind, but how? Just put Kaito on the phone and tell me if he's alright. Good to know. Good to know what? Satoru had no idea what was happening there. So he's with me. His life is in my hands. He's my hostage, basically. Get it? I failed. He's far more composed than I am, Satoru thought. What do you want? First, there's something I gotta confirm. Who's more important to you? Soy or Mamiya? Why would he ask that? He thought of the young man with the bright smile and that dancing sky blue hair. He was like a mythical creature you could trust with your last ray of hope. Satoru placed him on one side of the scale and the grand moon on the other. Mamiya, shouldn't that be obvious? Yeah, I suppose it is. Sure wasn't enough to outweigh it. I'll give you a location. I want you to come here immediately. And don't tell anyone else about this. Very well. Pure madness, along with a shadow he'd sworn never fall on him again, began to overtake him. Kaito, you're... Upon seeing the youth look covered in bruises and unconscious, the usual poker-faced man panicked. What do you have against him? The sheer gall to even ask that. Aren't you the one who secretly told him about Mamiya? Mamiya? You know the relationship between him and Kikuchi Ryo? Huh? No. Ryo's got nothing to do with... What are you talking about? I feel like we never really have a proper conversation in 1999. Looks like in 2003, we'll have to face each other and talk. The two briefly shared their thoughts. This is such bullshit. This layered structure is supposed to be our sin and punishment? I had no choice but to remain silent and watch things unfold. This is a recollection, neither 1999 nor 2012, and I had no means of intervening as a spectator. The karma surrounding them is far too complex. Call me Mamiya. Arisugawa Asamo instilled just Mamiya and Kikuchi Ryo. I see hope in you. Samjima Satoru found selfish peace in Soy Kaito's existence. Mamiya is mine. Arisugawa Asamo was unable to tolerate Soy Kaito, who knew a Mamiya other than the ones he'd crossed. But then who is that child? Samjima Satoru, who believed that the youth who'd appeared next to Soy Kaito in 1999 was Kikuchi Ryo.
My glasses! Oh, thank you for the lurk, Ash Riley! Thank you, thank you, thank you! Get some water, get some food, get some snackies, and get a blanket.
The warped gears of fate slotted into place and began making a satisfied sound as they moved. It up, and we all fall down. It up. This is the best song for the CG, by the way. It makes him look like a badass, and I fucking love it. I love it so fucking much. I don't like that Satoru's teeth are yellow, though. Why my man got yellow teeth? What do you intend to do? Sanjima looked down at the sky blue hair of the bloodied unconscious youth. He didn't show it, but he was doing his best to keep himself from crying. Even this was all predestined. The flesh beyond the flowing blood invited the inhabitants of the pink house. Do we still have the house you can see Tokyo Tower from? No, I already sold it. And I bought a villa in the mountains. It's quiet and has soundproofing. Why are you asking that? There's nothing to gain from harming him anymore. There was no stopping them. What do you mean? This ain't nearly enough. He still didn't say anything I wanted to hear. I won't let him get away. And you'll use my house for it? You like sharing your places, don't you? Especially if it's 4 of us. Huh? The cells were yearning. You should live there too. With Kikuchi Ryo, I mean. You want a life like before, and you want it bad, don't you? He saw right through him. He was seen right through. No one could escape the truths. It all converged upon this conclusion. Oh, I hate you so much. What a coincidence. Me too. I love their, like, their love-hate reliance. The first thing Soy Kaito saw upon waking up was a dusty floor. When he took a breath, the sandy air made him scowl. Where is this? When he tried to move, he realized his arms and legs were bound. Before he could fully understand his situation, he saw the shoes belonging to the author he so respected, Arisugawa. Hey there, I see you're awake. Mr. Arisugawa? Why are you doing this? Don't worry, I'll let you go right away. All you gotta do is say one thing. Pretty simple, huh? Just say you have nothing to do with Mamiya. Huh? Wait, but Mamiya is a close friend. I've known for a long time. He's very important to... Before he could finish, the sole of a shoe was on his head. That's not right, is it? You don't know anything about any Mamiya, right? No! This time he was kicked in the back of his thigh, sending him flying and hurting so much that his throat became stiff. If I decide to do something, I see through it to the end. I'll keep at this until you correct yourself. I won't stop even if you stop breathing. Poor thing. You must be thirsty. Let's get you some water. Good morning, Ryo. Satoru, where are we? Listen well. From now on, you'll undergo training to truly become Mamiya. What do you mean? Don't worry, it's nothing difficult. Sanjima loudly released a rabbit on the floor. A rabbit? Wait, it looks sick. We gotta feed it. Kill and prepare it. Huh? Should be an easy task for Mamiya, no? What are you saying? No! Take me back home! Kikuchi tried to stand up and run, but Sanjima's long, slender leg was in the way. You have no right to refuse. What would you do back home anyway? There's no one who will protect you. No! Mamiya! Asumu! Help! Rely on me, not him. Kikuchi threw a tantrum and tried to run away, but Sanjima grabbed his tiny body from behind. No, stop! No! Oh dear, don't be so feisty. He groaned in pain with his tight grip, then stopped struggling as he lost the strength to do so. While still in pain, his eyes met the twitching rabbits. You cannot escape anyway. Within the blood vessels of its transparent ears, he saw a shared destiny. You are weak and unfit for society. You'll never be able to reach an understanding with others through words. I got this. The only type of communication you can manage is a simple one. It's a very primal method indeed. Oh, you mustn't look away. Look closely. And remember this face. Words are utterly powerless against violence. I brought you food. Eat. You'll die if you don't. On the floor he placed a roast beef-like meat, covered in a reddish-brown sauce. I'll leave it here. Sanjima left the room, and some time passed. Ryo can only fight his hunger for a few hours after that. He couldn't look away from the meat. He took it in his hands and began eating the appetizing food. Hunger was the greatest spice, and joy he gained from this meal was one rarely experienced. Oh, you ate it. Was it good? You seem to have enjoyed it. Say, Ryo, whose meat did you think that was? See you until next meal. The question resounded in his head. For all you know, the rabbits may want you to eat them. He puked a little on the edge of the room. Listlessness filled every inch of the space. Showing resistance was an option, but when people realized it was futile, they simply gave up. It was far easier to silently accept the state of things. Resistance was tiring. It was better to just stay in this room. I mustn't run. I can't run. Kikuchi Ryo! What are you saying? Of course you can run! I really want to tear out this page and delete those words. Watching something so terrible unfold while being unable to do a thing is beyond irritating. If only someone could save you. Even so, Soy Kaito refused to give up and continued to crawl with his bound limbs. I need to get away from here as soon as possible. What? Is someone there? What? Who's there? The voice seemed to belong to a scared child. Though surprised, Kaito tried to remain calm. Arby's, we have the meats. Are you locked in here too? Run away with me. Yeah, run away with him. I won't run. What? Why? Hi, Kikuchi Ryo. I gotta become MAMIYA. What did the people in this place think MAMIYA was? What's your name? Ryo. For a moment, there was a strange sound akin to scratching ice. Ryo. I'm Soy Kaito. Just remember that. I'll do what I can to save at least you. You're keeping a child here as well, aren't you? Oh, you saw him. What's with him? I told you, he must become MAMIYA. What are you people doing here? Wanna meet him? Huh? Oh, we got the pretty CGI. I don't care if these are CGIs we have seen before. They are gorgeous and worth looking at again. Oh god, I can't wait for Minato's and to see newer CGI or CGs. Because I think there should be some new CGs in this one, right? We should get some new ending ones. I mean, we got the cool fucking Samjima one, which I love. I love the art style for this game. It's such a pretty watercolor, and I don't know how they did this digitally. These all look like traditional art pieces, and I wouldn't be surprised if they were traditionally done and then digitalized afterwards. I would not be surprised if that were the case. Because this is, like, hard to achieve, and I love it. Worth the 8 years that this game took. The door opened like it was nothing. The time that flowed between them was oddly dense. They stopped breathing, and it felt as if each blink carried the draw of several light years. It all felt so precious and difficult to part with. They almost wanted for this to last forever. Kaito, oh, Kaito. The youthful voice brought him back to his senses. Listen, Ryo. This is a friend who's gonna live with you from now on. The voice behind Kaito made the child in front of him turn stiff as a statue. Mr. Arisugawa? Oh, Mr. Arisugawa, what are you... What was the smell of iron coming off of the door? What were they making this child do here in the blood-soaked room? Oh, you've already met. A clear voice could be heard within the darkness. One that seemed to almost crawl on the ground. Samjima? That familiar face briefly filled him with relief, but then Kaito became alert. Why are you here? Kaito... Why is an officer involved in something like this? His body trembled with boiling anger. You think this is okay? The chagrin welling up in him made Kaito cry, but he did his best to hold back the tears. This seemed to hit Samjima hard. Of course not. Then why are you? I don't believe this is an emotion you can understand. But I've always been scared of deviating from societal norms. I didn't become an officer for the justice that you believe in. I did it because I was a coward who can only ever choose this role. I felt comfortable with a position that involved hating evil and arresting the guilty. It put me at ease. But some things are worth throwing that all away for. Such as... Sanjima placed a hand on the child's shoulder and smiled. I cannot give up on Mamiya. Even if I lose everything, I want to see that ominous rainbow once again. Upon waking, he felt the warmth of a child next to him. Kaito, you're unconscious. Are you okay? Kikuchi Ryo was huddling up to him in a way so as not to flare up the wounds he received from Arisugawa. Yeah, I am. He gently put his hand on the boy's, careful not to scare the child. It was small and cold. When he noticed the light shaking in Kaito's hand, he gently held it back. Why are you so polite with me? Huh? You're an adult, so it's kinda strange. Good point. To be honest, I'm not sure myself. Despite the fatigue, the nostalgia made him smile. It just feels right to talk to you that way. But then its aftertaste, he gathered his resolve. Ryo, let's run away from here, okay? The bewilderment made his honey-colored eyes quiver. No. He slowly refused. I won't run. His strange fixation on that felt off to Kaito. But why? There's no point. They'll catch us anyways. But there's no point. No matter how much I didn't want it, the rabbit still died. Because of me, it died by my hands. Sweat gathered on his back. The reek of blood he'd smell upon coming into this room was caused by animal blood. Layers upon layers of brainwashing and violence had stripped the boy of his will to run. I'm here too. You? We might be able to run away if we're together. He held the child's shoulders tight. Listen, Ryo. Please. Don't give up. His amber eyes shifted from the color of fatigue to bewilderment. You shouldn't be in a place like this. Kaito couldn't pour much strength into his arms, but he brought the boy close regardless. You shouldn't become the Mamiya they want you to be. To convey his feelings and warmth, he pulled the boy into a weak embrace. This might have been a selfish kind of justice. Fuck, I have hiccups. But he hoped that it would make his life at least a little bit better.
I'm sorry, chat. What'll you do if you get out of here?
Huh, well... There are many things he wanted to do. He wanted to eat a lot, and sleep in a safe and clean bed. He wanted to turn Arisugawa and Samjima into the police, and have them punished, and he wanted to see his parents. However, he felt that none of these would help lift the boy's spirits. Oh yeah, I'll write letters. Write letters, eh? Eh?
Letters?
Yeah, to you.
Why?
Because I don't want you to hate the world. Those words came from the heart. I want you to know what this world is... I want you to know that this world is full of kindness, warmth, and all kinds of wonderful things. I'll travel across the world and discover all the fun things I can. I'll tell you about them in my letter and ask you to tell me about yours.
Such as?
Just about the other side of this planet, there's a rainbow-colored mountain.
Really?
It's in a country called Peru. I'll take photos of it someday and send it to you.
I want to see. I knew you would. There's so many fun things everywhere. I wonder if I can write a good reply. Don't worry. It doesn't have to be good. Right. Not sure what's happening to us, even if we're distant. We'll tell each other that everything's alright, and confirm that both of us are alive. But for that to happen, we need to get out from here. By the time the two became tired and fell asleep, the door opened up and light flooded in. Keep quiet. Rio's sleeping. Whoa, playing Papa Bear, huh? I think I'm gonna cry. I won't let you have your way. Why do you think we put you in the same room, even though you could escape? You must have realized it by now, right? This is the room where animals are killed and prepared. The room where Rio will become the perfect MAMIYA. Kaito turned pale. He understood what would happen here. He wished he hadn't, but now he understood what Kikuchi Rio would do to him. You... His body trembled with fear and anger as his teeth continued to chatter. Have you even thought about the mental strain that would put on him? Arisugawa made a bitter scowl and stopped Kaito from speaking. For a soon-to-be corpse, you sure are loud. Kaito? Rio. You should be honored, Soy Kaito. With your death, Kikuchi Ryo's MAMIYA will be complete. His ears were buzzing. He heard the ragged breath of a child. Now do as I taught you. His breathing echoing through the darkness was warm. No touch was needed to know that. A sin for some other time was touching his immobilized body. The smell of the salty sea. Seawater so cold it could hurt. How sad. This must be painful. You want to run away as soon as you can. But no matter how much it hurts, you mustn't run away. If you swing it though, it will make you feel a bit better. The invisible darkness changed its shape. His tiny body used its muscles, and Kikuchi Rio stabbed Soy Kaito in the stomach. The searing pain made him scream so loud it threatened to tear his vocal cords. The feeling of the stab was conveyed by the intrusive feeling of the blade in the flesh. It was hot. Far too hot. The pain was so acute that Kaito felt like he would be twisted in half. Now, once more. Suddenly, Kikuchi Ryo's body twitched with intense rejection. No, I don't want to stop. I don't want to kill him, he'll die. But what if you still won't be able to run away? Then He was about to point the survival knife at himself, but then an adult arm took it from him. Let's stop there. Okay, Sanjima. Very well. He seemed to not be fully there, but he agreed regardless. I'm about ready to sacrifice Sanjima and Arisugawa to demons if it means that I get to save Kaito and Rio. Well, Rio doesn't die, he's just traumatized. He's bleeding bad. He'll die eventually anyway. Now let's come back at dawn. Are you sure, Ed? Didn't you say you love seeing the exact moment when people die? I did. I sure said some awful things back then. After throwing a glance at Soy Kaito, writhing in agony, Sanjima closed the door. Kaito, I'm so sorry. Please don't die. Rio, listen. The boy took his hand and nodded as firmly as he could. Let's run away. Together. Huh? Let's do it, Rio. We can't. Nothing good will come from it. Sanjima. He purposely forgot to lock the door. I think this may be our final chance. It's a test. He's always had a weakness for me. But you're bleeding so much. Rio. Kaito touched the boy's cheek, with a hand covered in the blood of his stomach. Let's run. Please don't die. I won't. Thank you. Kaito wanted nothing more than to let the boy escape.
That day was very cold and had record-breaking snowfall. The two went out in the light clothing, and the intense fragments of frost covered them until they were cloaked in white. It was more than enough to slow down a wounded youth and a small child. You mustn't run away. Within this world of white and silver, he felt as though someone was reaching from behind to grab his shoulder. He couldn't run away. He couldn't run away, and yet... It's snowing so hard, are you cold?
I'm fine.
Okay, I'm glad to hear that. Kaito's blood kept spilling out, and every step made his consciousness fade. Don't worry. We'll run away and survive. I'm sure of it. Even so, he kept up a smile to reassure the boy and continued in a direction where he expected to find people. I'll protect you, no matter what. He tightly embraced the boy, as his teeth were chattering. Let's keep going. Their silhouettes were followed by a crimson trail made by the wound. They creeped into a grove to stay warm. However, the sheer volume of his blood loss made him collapse on the spot. Kaito! We gotta keep going! We need to get you to a hospital! Kaito! Come on! I won't die. He extended his hand and embraced the boy. He wanted to protect him from the evil blizzard. Oh, look at them! Oh, they're so cute! Poor Rio. Fucking traumatized forever, man. Song requests don't work. We can't hear the song requests. Cute. Kawaii! It's okay. Everything's gonna be okay. He brought the boy's head closer to his chest and did his best to speak in a warm tone. To the back of the boy's head, he felt the trembling of his jaw. He might have no longer had the strength to face the blizzard with a child in his arms. His consciousness turned hazy. His hearing had grown weaker as well, and his own heartbeat made the pain flare up. Every breath seemed to shatter more and more of his hope. I'm gonna die, he thought. There seemed to be no end to the snow. In fact, his back gradually turned wet from the layer of snow piling up on it. He felt as though cold water was gathering at his feet and gradually reached his throat. The countdown to his death wasn't stopping. I'm gonna die. I'm cold. The voice from within his arms made him open his eyes wide. Who would protect them, he wondered. The feeling he'd once felt towards those who were weaker than him, it brought back a warmth deep within his heart. When we get home... His husky voice was anything but reassuring, but it was the best he could do. I'll write letters. Lots and lots of letters. It was to give him hope for life. Where can we go? A warm place would be nice. A tropical island with palm trees. It was so that his future would continue. There are many fun things waiting for us. There's so much that the world wants to tell. Both you and me. Kaito, you. I'll write letters. I'll write you many letters. So you won't be lonely. Even when you go back home. Hey! Are you okay? The ambulance is close. Put this on. Hang in there. Kaito. Over here. There's an adult and a child. Kaito. Upon waking up at the hospital, Kikuchi Ryo was by himself. You're Kikuchi Ryo, right? We are the police. We're on your side. Do you understand? Yeah. I'm sorry. The shock must have been really bad. But we'd like to know what happened that day. Kikuchi Ryo?
I don't know. Oh, it happened because I ran away,
He thought.
I really don't know. It's because I ran away that he I don't remember much of what happened back then.
I shouldn't have run. It was the morning after that night. Kikuchi and Soi were found on a snowy path. Two youths lit by the morning sun. The cold form of children with futures. Soi Kaito was embracing Kikuchi Ryo, protecting him from the snow. I guess this is how the works of Rubens look outside a painting. Soi Kaito's side profile was shining. No matter how beautifully you try to describe it, a corpse was a corpse.
You parasite!
Jesus Christ, hi! Thank you for the follow, darkness and light? Light? Yes. Welcome in! You're now a parasite that lives on my wall forever! You thought you could escape the body? Never. Stay in the wall.
But what was the sublime here? Their rage, indignation, sadness, and helplessness. All their feelings died at once. It took witnessing a death, but they finally came to their senses. Goodbye. Yeah. That winter morning, the two swore never to meet again. And that's how it went. Do you remember now? Oh, you're unconscious. I suppose I rushed it a little. Up you go. Sanjima Satoru picked up Kikuchi Ryo's unconscious body and bent its large frame to get out of the Ferris wheel. I hope you're having a good one, Darkness! We're playing some MAMIYA, which is basically just trauma. We're at the final episode, episode 3, and we're on Ryo's route. Chapter 3 of Ryo's route. I know, and I've known Bunny since 6 years. Oh yeah, that one's known me since, before, not before, I should say. Like, during, when I started streaming. The trauma? Yeah, it's a trauma. It's Trauma Simulator. You thought boys were gonna kiss each other here? No, it's trauma. All the trauma. It makes me sad. You must have been quite tired. Not everyone falls asleep in a Ferris wheel. He left the amusement park with a smile on his face, and Kikuchi Ryo in his arms. When will you wake up, I wonder? I should tell him to come pick you up. I just remember that he's carrying Midori, who's also sleeping. How charming. That both brother and sister took an afternoon nap. I'll take you to your home then. No need to worry. I'll pick you up later. As he was being carried, Kikuchi Ryo was actually somewhat conscious. He could feel the dark clouds above covering the amusement park. He could also feel the atmosphere being heavy with moisture. And he could even feel this man handling him more gently than he had expected. Even so, he wasn't able to fully wake up. After all, doing so would cause an immense flood of memories to overwhelm him. The floodgates of the dam he'd been subconsciously maintaining were opened by Sanjima Satoru. Placed between memories like compressed earth and lead, he found himself barely able to breathe. Oh, we were on chapter 4. Sorry, not chapter 3. Wow, we're actually pretty close to the end of this one. We're halfway through. Chapter 5. Crime, Punishments, and Those who were let live. Sleep. Sleep. You're a good boy. Sleep tight. All I could hear within his faded consciousness was Sanjima's awkward lullaby. So he's a way better boy than someone like me, Ryo thought. Kaito had a bright future ahead of him. Ryo wondered if he deserved to survive at his expense. He wondered if everyone's life was of equal value. The next time he awoke, he found himself in his home. He'd been kept under house arrest by Sanjima Satoru for the past few days. As a result, he felt like it had been quite a while since last he came here. The TV was destroyed, and the tableware was scattered all over the place. A damp scent was still permeating the air. It was definitely his home. A dreary place indeed. Midori. This dusty box was the one place he belonged in. I want to see her. The oath he'd sworn long ago escaped his dry throat. Roy, her big brother. I am? Then his mother's arms, he saw the monkey-like face of a newborn girl. Kawaii. It was the birth of his salvation. When he gently touched her soft hair, she took his finger in his tiny hand. He wanted to protect her. He wanted to do anything for her. He didn't wish for anything but her happiness. Midori! Where are you? The roar that echoed through the empty house was almost beastly. Midori! Without you, I'm... Kikuchi Midori is at my place. Hearing that voice made him raise his face and scowl. Oh, Samu. Ryo, I came here for you. Midori's there, you'll get food too, so let's get you to your new home. Arisugawa Osamu extended his hand, but Ryo pushed it away. No, you're the one who... I'll be the adult and protect you. But Soy, he... Oh no. No, don't you hug him, you bitch! No, you don't get the right to act like a father! Oh, it's so pretty! Oh, why do you have to act like a decent dad? And he shot him! Shot him in the back. No, he stabbed him. He stabbed him with scissors. God damn. Why does he look like Gojo, by the way? I just realized Arisugawa looks like Gojo. Gojo Satoru. Oh my god, his name is fucking Satoru. I didn't even realize. Gojo Satoru. Samjima Satoru. Fuck. In an alternate universe, he has domain expansion. I love this toxic family. I love it so much. God damn. He died because of me? Yeah, I killed him. Arisugawa Osamu's warmth and embrace Kikuchi Ryo. This body, full of strong vitality, felt awfully hot. I killed him with these same hands that protected you. Stop it. His large, bony fingers slid over Kikuchi Ryo's wrist. Hold my hand, Ryo. No. Stop it. He wanted to resist, but his overflowing emotion shook him so much, he couldn't gather any of his strength. Do you want to get away with me? Away from me? The callus on his finger, likely made by writing, touched Ryo's wrist. Do you want to take Midori and leave me? The intense pressure of his fingers went between Ryo's bones. You're really gonna do that? As children without money or a home? Osamu ran his fingers along Ryo's palm as if reading it. You wanted a father, didn't you? But you killed Soy, and I... Arisugawa Osamu placed Kikuchi Ryo's hand in his own. It looked as though he was rubbing invisible blood onto his palm. Forgive my sin, Ryo. Ryo's back was cold from sweat. Don't forget that you yourself are only alive because Soy's sacrifice. The cartilage in Ryo's ear was shaking from Osamu's voice. It was enough to drive him insane. Stop. Please, stop. His rough, adult voice then reached his chilled stomach. Let's be a family, Ryo. His hands were closed in Osamu's. Their sweat bound them together, making it impossible to get away. With a gentle warmth, he whispered those decisive words into his ears. We're partners in crime. Hey, Osamu. It's Uncle. Osamu. Oh, yeah, what is it? The camera isn't showing anything. Huh? Let's see. You forgot to remove the cover. Huh? Oh, it's not dark anymore. You having fun with that? Yeah, I want to take more shots. That's so. Let's go to the park then. You're coming too, right, Ryo? Yeah. Their life in the new home was safer than the one they had before. But he got mad if Rio wasn't walking silently, and he could stay calm without keeping the door slightly open. Rio's always had ear piercings. They had a same with Arisugawa. Arisugawa gets ear piercings later on in life. I don't know if he has them now. I didn't check. They had a place where the three of them could sit around the same table and enjoy the same food.
I got the answer.
Wait, hold it. Don't say it. I'm still thinking.
You don't know? Matches are...
I told you, don't say it! Kikuchi Midori was very attached to Arisugawa Asumu. He'd given her a camera, and she was very into photography, taught to her by Asumu himself.
Actually, I wanted to make it a bit brighter.
You gotta adjust the exposure. Here. Hold this button and turn the lens. It had been a long time since Rio had seen Midori having this much fun. For someone so rough, Arisugawa Asumu was very good at dealing with children. He understood Midori and managed to bring out the best in her.
It's bright now.
See? That should help you take a better photo. All Asumu did was show her the door. That was how it had been with Rio as well. He trusted children as individuals and let them freely walk through it. Watching them and seeing himself in their interactions, Rio squinted his eyes. Looking back, the reason he got into books and looked for ways to put his feelings into words was that so he could better identify his surging urges, thus making them at least slightly weaker. No matter what awful things he may have done, Arisugawa Asumu had always been an ally to children. Asumu. What's up, Rio? Can't sleep? I don't sleep this early. Plus, I had a night shift. Huh? Doing what? Road maintenance? Yeah, they praised me for having good eyes. Huh. Did you want something? Yeah. Sit down then. Tell me what's been going on in your life. Rio hesitantly began opening up. He mentioned how he couldn't fit in at school. Talked about the seaside park he often went to with Midori, as well as the sneakers he wanted. He still wasn't good at expressing himself, but Arisugawa was an attentive listener who understood him regardless. But Rio wondered if that deep, abundant silence was an adult's expression of love. It was a peace akin to sitting on a boat drifting along on a still lake. And that just made Rio even more confused. Arisugawa Asumu was the very same person who locked him and Soy Kaito up and put Kaito through all that violence. It baffled him that he could still remain such a pleasant adult. Was this attachment of expression of aspiration or obligation? Was this cold sweat an expression of fear or of love? Ryo's mental dictionary was ill-equipped to properly describe how he felt. The chain on those dog tags is a bit short, isn't it? It's the one you gave me. I never took it off. Even after what happened. I knew that if I took it off, it wouldn't be as if that day never happened. Actually, I don't really know why. I try to make myself duller, so I wouldn't remember it and get hurt. That's so. He got up from the sofa, went to pick up a book before coming back. There's a book I wrote while thinking of you. There's a children's book, with the cover showing a cheetah dashing across the waste. The cheetah is a graceful creature, and the fastest in the savannah. It's got strong, beautiful muscles. When I saw you, that's the kind of scenery that came to mind. However, this isn't the savannah, but modern Japan. You're stuck in a small box where you can't use your legs to the fullest, and are reduced to sneaking around. The familiarity of the expression made Rio dig his nails into the back of his hands. I don't know what that was about, but I guess I just wanted to free you from the invisible box surrounding you. An invisible box. Yeah, like a glass cage at the zoo. I wanted to see you break stuff like that, leap over it, and run as fast as you could. That's why I wrote the book. And I still want to see it. I want to see you discard your envy of ordinary people. It's a feeling much like the attraction I felt towards the original you. before I did anything to make you a Mamiya. Huh? Asamu suddenly took Kikuchi Ryo's hand. He then bent forward and brought the hand closer to his forehead. Our perfect Mamiya. Osa, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. It's okay, though. You can forget all about Mamiya. A rabbit-like hat was swaying behind the man. You were plenty charming without anyone doing anything to turn you into a perfect Mamiya. You don't have to stand out. All that really matters is that you lead a reasonably happy life. A reasonably happy life. Feeling that something was off, he returned to his room and got on the floor. It's because I went the unusual. Be like a cheetah and run free through the wasteland. You're a noble person. What do they all want from me? I wasn't an admirable enough person to answer anyone's expectations. Kikuchi Ryo, you're the focus of so many people's expectations. If there was anything I could suggest you do before their weight breaks you, it's... reading the letter! Meeting your friends! I want him to fucking read the letters. I want him... Shh, we're gonna save. We're gonna save. We're gonna save in case we fuck up. Do it. Reading the letter. He must still have the letter he got from Soi Kaito at the amusement park. I want him not to be crushed by his life with Arisugawa Osamu. And remember Soi Kaito. That should cheer him up. And you want me to suggest that? I'm sure you don't like seeing him so down either, so help me with this. Well, I don't mind. I just gotta make him read the letter, right? Mamiya agreed more readily than I had expected, and approached Kikuchi Ryo. Hey Ryo, you seem pretty down. Wait, huh? Mamiya. So I didn't have to suggest it. You're reading the letter yourself. I'm not... I can't. Why? I'm scared. Huh? If I take the letter, I'll have to respond, right? I'm cold. It's okay. I don't think I can give him the correct response. Oh no. Why did I survive? If I had died instead of him, this wouldn't have... I'll stop you right there. Even though Mamiya stopped him from continuing that thought, Kikuchi Ryo merely smiled in self-derision. It's like a tag placed on at the every front of my brain. I know I gotta do it, but I postpone it and instead just look at it every day, which makes my heart ache even more. I mean, there's no way I can reply to him. I have no words to give him. Maybe Osamu could do it. He's an author. Me, on the other hand, I lack the education to come up with elaborate expressions. Kikuchi Ryo. I fell silent, and I took a step back so I could better hear his regretful words. I hate letters. I'll write letters. Lots and lots of letters. Where can we go? A warm place would be nice. A tropical island with palm trees. There are many fun things waiting for us. There's much that the world wants to tell. To both you and me. No. No! I'll write letters. Lots of them. Screw letters. So you wouldn't be lonely, even when you go back home. I hate letters. This had the opposite effect. What's he doing at the convenience store? Oh, this is when he steals. The hell are you doing? You just put something in your bag, didn't you? Let me go. They still haven't noticed. Put it back and let's get out of here. Why are you always so... Soy? Shut up. Hey. Hey, Soy. Soy! What do you want? This has nothing to do with you. I don't want to be friends with a shoplifter. Did something happen? We haven't seen each other since the visit to the amusement park. How have you been? Shut up. Soy? Oh yeah. Rio, can you teach me how to fight? Were you told to shoplift by some bad guys? Not at all. I did it because I wanted to. Listen, you don't need to be able to fight. You have bigger strengths than that. Huh? You've got the kindness that comes from your imagination, right? What? Kindness? Imagination? I don't need any of that. Why are you acting like you're older than me? You're not being straightforward. If you want to say something, how about you just do it? There's no way you can understand how I feel. I mean, you're the protagonist. What are you talking about? The voice of the large child echoed through the town. The red, empty sun was stretching out their shadows. Hi, no name. Hey, bunny, guess what day it is? What day is it? Am I missing a day? Is there a day that I am missing? Is it... Hold on, wait. It's No Name's birthday tomorrow! Or, well, today. Happy birthday, No Name! I think it's the next day for you, because it's early morning, but happy birthday! Yeah, your birthday's tomorrow for me, but happy birthday, because I think it's your birthday today. Hi! Merry Christmas. Merry Chrysler. Yeah! Yeah! The red, empty sun was stretching out their shadows. Listen, I have absolutely nothing. I'm gonna die without becoming anyone or having achieved anything. Be honest with me. Oh no. No! We got the sad one again! Look at them, Chad. Look at them. Look at him. Look at... He's so sad. He's such a sad little baby. He's such a sad little baby. You think that I'm childish and embarrassing, don't you? Huh? You think I'm plain and not special in any way? And that I'm running away from reality and clinging to a fantasy? Of course I don't think that. The distorted voice was clouded by a black wave of sadness. None of what you have said is embarrassing. Even Kikuchi Ryo's honest words were met by a ridiculing gaze from Soy Kaito. Oh, I see. That's because you've always had things I desperately wanted. This miserable feeling isn't something you can understand. Ryo wanted to stop the words coming out of the other's mouth, but his legs and mouth were frozen. I wanted to become someone's dream. If I had to die, I wanted to die while being a person someone else looks up to. Huh? Here's the thing. I'm gonna die in 2003. Ryo remembered the memory he'd seen in the Ferris wheel. I'm gonna become someone's target for a stupid reason and die because of it. Soy, you would probably be able to brush this fate aside. You're like the protagonist of a manga, so you just beat it all with a punch. But I'm the one who killed you. It's because of me that you... No. You don't have to let it get to you. I have to live in reality, don't I? Just like you. And if we don't put our feet in this world for the sake of protecting someone weak, we'll have no future. Kikuchi Ryo looked up at Soy Kaito. Snatch my weave, Sorichi! Wig! Yes, queen! Thank you for stealing my wig. Now I'm bald! Why? That's rude. And so I'm crying in the evening sun. Why can't I be both? Why can't both be important? Can't my two hands reach for both things? I don't care if it tears me apart. So please, forgive me for being so embarrassing and pathetic. It felt as though this large, beautiful beast would vanish somewhere. I'm sorry for bothering you with these strange things. Even in the end, Ryo felt like he was the only one who could stop him. Thanks for giving me the unusual, Ryo. Have a good life. Soy! But alas, his extended arm failed to reach his destination. Surrounded by darkness and the pouring rain, A single silhouette was running. It was so he could stop Soy Kaito as he vanished into the past. Soy! Where are you? Soy! He wanted to wipe away the worry that they would never meet again. Just like he repeatedly wiped the water trickling down his jaw. I can't meet him. Is that because it's 2012 now? Is it because I killed him? No, Kikuchi Ryo. Is it because I ran away on that winter day in 2003? It's not your fault. He looked wherever his eyes could see. Please, don't disappear. I still... Yet the one he wanted to meet was nowhere to be found. I still haven't given you a reply. And that's why you returned to me. Within the silence, only the sound of falling water could be heard. Where's Soy? I don't know. The place he looked at was distant, covered in mist and hard to see. Why are you here as your past self? Samjima wasn't even meeting his gaze. Soy's not here. Blood escaped as he bit his lip. He smiled, tasting the iron, and let the pain escape through his mouth. What will you do then? The intense rain drowned out all other sounds. Will you meet your end here too? Drenched in black, the man standing there was like a natural phenomenon. I'll ask again, where's Soy? He wouldn't kiss up to him, nor would he back down. He met his end in 2003, the year you were supposed to die.
Thank you for that, pets. Hi, Broken Weeder. Welcome in. How are you doing?
Must pet the bald. No! Not my bald. Get away from my bald head. Now you smunged it. Now there's a sponge on my forehead. I'm gonna have to look it up. There's no room for fantasy. I don't know why I read it in that voice. There's no room for fantasy. Oh my. In sadness. Yes! Ow, I just hurt my arm. Oh, I just scratched my arm out. Shit. Oh, fuck. Hold on a second. Oh. I'm good just farming and first Ascendant? Sorry I got pizza grease on ya. Dude, how dare you? At least, you know what? At least it was pepperoni. It tasted really nice. Can't deny that it was pretty good. But First Ascendants, I've heard pretty good things about it. I guess, I don't know. I don't really know much about the game. But it sounds good. It sounds fun. We're playing some MAMIYA right now, which is a visual novel that has brought us tears and trauma. And it will forever cause us pain. Michael Jordan? Hi, Fanboy Sandwich! I'm fucking Michael Jordan? The fuck? Are you blind? How dare you? I'm nowhere near that magnificent man.
But how are you doing? Hi.
I might need to leave so I can eat, but have a great stream and a good day. Bye! Bye! Good birthday! Bye! Can we all get a happy birthday in chat for No Name? A metallic sound ring. Also, Fatboy Sandwich, how are you doing? Sanjima had thrown a knife on the asphalt. Take it. The metallic silver was sharply reflecting the city lights. Why not end this? The traffic lights turned blue and gave a dangerous tint to their side profiles. He must have grown tired of extending this. The flickering seemed to speed up their thoughts. Tired of looking for Kaito, becoming MAMIYA, and holding this bond to me. So let's fight to the death, shall we? You and I. Holy shit, are we getting an epic battle? A red color painted the ground from the side. There's no way I can do that. It's the only wish I couldn't realize with MAMIYA. He never fought back, you see. I won't commit murder. No cars were passing by, nor stopping when the light was red. I have no intentions of playing along with your sick hobbies. The traffic lights remained unchanging. You think I'm alone in this? You're the same as me, Rio. So why won't you stop feigning ignorance? The change in his aura put him on high alert. I can't bear this for much longer. Sajima closed the distance between them. See? You took the weapon in hand. Just as Samjima said, Kikuchi was now holding the knife he dropped on the floor. Impressive. You did it subconsciously and so quick at that. No. This is good. This is right. These are your instincts. Sanjima attacked with his elbow and Kikuchi couldn't evade it. Not enough, is it? One more. Are you starting to remember? Did the MAMIYA instill begin to sprout? Was he gonna make a move? Was he? Samjima Satoru was simply dying to fight Kikuchi Ryo, like one beat against another. No! I decided that I'll no longer succumb to these urges and act violently. The heat of emotion quickly began to cool down. Enough of that then. A thrust into the stomach. You'll die a painful death for disappointing me. How anticlimactic. Cold. This isn't Kikuchi Ryo. This isn't MAMIYA. Sanjima's long fingers were pushed against Ryo's stomach. You are all MAMIYAs, so you must answer our expectations. The cold made his consciousness go hazy. Ryo wondered if this was the pain Soy had felt that day. He felt a bitter emptiness, as if something important was escaping his body. I'm begging you. Please, let me witness that strange rainbow again. There was no response. Meanwhile, the red blood was spilling out of his stomach. What? You can't die here. Hey, Kikuchi Ryo, this ending is not what I want. No. No, Kikuchi Ryo, you can't die! I didn't want an ending like this. I have to do something. I have to think of something. I couldn't let the story end here. I don't want an ending this. That's exactly why I mixed 1999 and 2012. Exactly. You mixed 1999 and 2012. I forgot the voice I gave him. I'm sorry, chat. Kikuchi Ryo's promotion is correct if it's 2012. But this moment is both 2012 and 1999. You know what I mean by that, right, Natsumi? I do. Yeah, I do. If it's 1999, Kikuchi Ryo will be able to meet Soy Kaito. Right. It's gotta be 1999. We looked at each other, as though we were people in the same boat. Within the rain, I gathered the wet paper falling around and brought it close. I'll once again bind the what-if scenario from 1999. As I began to run, MAMIYA stood still. We were like the representations of stillness and motion. It was as though we naturally understood our roles in a ritual that neither of us discussed. MAMIYA Yumahisha's voice echoed in the rain. I'm still holding the remnants of a devastated century. That's not it. I lost many things in the sea and acquired a certain bitterness. The words he was reciting were familiar. They were the contents of a letter Soy Kaito once wrote. That's not it either, no. I'm still waiting for your return. Unable to co-sign the remnants to darkness. When night comes, Mom gives me something warm, and Dad pats me on the back. Perhaps I should have done the same to you. Why do I find you So inviolable. This is it! Soy Kaito's story that I saw before. I decided to intervene. It was a story that stood out even among all those centered on the friends who came to my funeral. Oh! Chat, look at the fucking babies. Oh, look at them. No, did we miss it? Shit. It actually met in 1999. Please, don't forget. Mamiya stopped reading and looked up. Please don't forget me. Within the darkness, their eyes met. Did these words truly belong to Soy Kaito? There was an emotion in Mamiya Yamahisha's voice as he spoke. But where was it coming from? Mamiya, why are you... Mamiya said nothing, and only smiled. Wait! The extended hand touched nothing, but the paper quickly flying by. Wait, Mamiya! A stormy wave of history carried over and drowned out time itself. I'm back! Oh, man, it's cold! Gotta turn on the heating. The TV's talking about the end of the world again. Makes sense. I mean, it's December of 1999. The world would soon end. I didn't know how much truth there was to it, but people on TV and the news made it out to be a big deal. Look at this magazine. It's got all these details about Nostradamus. They say there are hidden codes in the prophecy. Check it out, Soy. I'm good. Really? Yeah, none of us actually felt like the world was gonna end. Alright, sit down everyone. I'm gonna reveal the results of the quiz we had last time. He's earlier than usual. Gotta hurry up. The days just go by without any change. And I still don't know my purpose for being here. Why is everyone so devoid of fun? I'll blink one moment, and the world will be over the next. If it's gonna end, doesn't matter what I do, right? Or it doesn't matter what I do, right? It would be simple and anticlimactic, like the burst of a soap bubble. I gotta throw Mamiya away. 1999 Tokyo. The internet hadn't developed enough to let people exchange information in real time. It was a time when TV was still the dominant form of media. Before the switch to the new millennium. Ah, thank you for the drink, I needed that. There, I finished the rest of my root beer. So I have no more drinks. Before the switch to the new millennia, there were people that believed the world would end. There weren't many of them, but their numbers were hardly insignificant. It might have been odd, considering that the year 2000 was just as arbitrary number set by one of the world's religions. And as though it was something unprecedented, many were expecting the world to end. The mood of madness and fatigue infecting society was being fanned by mass media. And many people now thought they were special simply because they lived in 1999. See ya, Soy. I don't know what happened to you, but cheer up, okay? Sure, thanks. The rain was beating down on the windows. Ah, I forgot to bring an umbrella. It would have been easy if Soy Kaito was like so many others. It could also say that he was a child yearning for the unusual. Oh, how great it would have been if he wasn't the one to die in 2003. Or if he wasn't my friend. Even so, he's definitely an invaluable friend of mine. And that's why I'll engage the gears of this adverse fate. Let's start again, Soy Kaito. Let's free you from your karma. So is this where it's gonna be like exactly the same? Reshuffled End of the Millennium. No, this is different. Different title. He was at a loss for words. Oh, so this is the same. Because within the unrelenting rain, he found Rio! He quickly ran up to him, forgetting the mean things he'd said to him earlier. His eyes, drenched in rainwater, were closed shut. Ah, there's blood! He quickly took out a towel and placed it on his stomach. Hang in there, snap out of it! His head ached with an awful sense of deja vu. Please, don't die. He put Rio's arms around his shoulders and carefully began heading home. Please don't die. So, hold on. We might end up skipping this because I think this is actually the same. The other ones had like somewhat different things, but this is legit the same. Reached to somewhere embraced on the mountain, as well as aspiration he felt back when he was even young. Oh no, this is different. He hoped that they could patch things up. He hoped that, pathetic though he may be, he hoped Rio. He pictured a future in which he proudly told him that they were equal. And yet... Who are you? Don't joke like that! Feeling as though he had been told his concerns didn't mean anything, Kaito turned angry. You gotta hurt this badly and now you're lying? Whatever. Okay, so this is all the same. We're gonna actually skip all this, because I would like to not reread all of this. This entire chapter is going to be the exact same. And have no difference. Because for some reason it's doing Soy Kaito? Does that matter with how I picked something? Oh, wait. What just happened? Shit. Log. No, I can tell that I have a dream in which he kills me. Wait, what if I pick dies in the mountains? Dies in the mountains? No, I need to rethink this. Okay, so no matter what, gets killed at the sea. This makes no difference. They died the same way? Something I should write off as coincidence? After all, they both each other's assailants and victims. Soy Kaito died in 2003 in the snow because of a wound made by Kikuchi Ryo stabbing him. And in 1999, Kikuchi Ryo died at the sea by Soy Kaito's hand. What a complicated karmic connection. It's as if Kikuchi Ryo from 1999 is taking on the karmic debt from Soy Kaito's death. Why did I survive? If I died instead of him, this wouldn't have... It was like you wanted that day. Was it really, though? In this world of karma, the chronicle... Okay, this is all the same, too. Let's do... I think we did Kikuchi Ryo's death first, so let's do Soy Kaito. The thing that happened first is Soy Kaito's death in the Snowy Mountains in 2003? Yeah, that has to... Wait, no. So this is the same, too. I glared at the phone, rolling around my mouth and covered my face. I know that's not it. I'm not able to unravel the karmic ties between you. That's my true failure as a spectator. With all that hard thinking, I brought out an impasse of a conclusion. This would lead to harm. I'd rather just pray that they would become even. Oh! Wait, no, that's different. I'm so thirsty. Soy. I became a vampire. Soy Kaito punched Kikuchi Ryo and drank his blood. I didn't save. Shit. Unless this is what I just saved? Did I just save this? Yes, I did. Okay, never mind. I did save. Kinda, I think? No, that's the suggest- Oh, I'd have to go back. Okay, that's fine. So Kaito punched Kikuchi Ryo and drank his blood. Naturally, Kikuchi Ryo resisted at first. Stop, you're not a vampire. Then why? But when he saw the pure, still-like surfaces shining deep within Soy's eyes... Don't backtalk and stop spouting such nonsense. Don't reduce me to something pitiful. Kikuchi was overcome by sadness. I lost all willpower to fight back. I'm sorry, but it's outside my control, you see? I'm sorry. If the only alternative was to fight and hurt this beautiful beast, he would rather embrace this empty feeling and allow him to do as he pleased. How many days had passed like this? Kikuchi Ryo wasn't allowed to leave Soy's residence. Maybe to sit on the cold concrete in the basement. He couldn't even see the light. Oh no! No! We got Kaito's ending from the first episode. Oh shit. His will to resist crushed by the kaiju, he was being thrown around with the fragments of fantasy. The days of confinement in the year 1999 had worn him down. It was the time when Tokyo received snowfall so abundant it felt almost unusual. In it, there were two silhouettes. A hollow child dragging another. They'd gone outside without even putting their shoes on, and were arguing quite heatedly. Soy, you shouldn't go out in weather like this. It's no joke. This is the first time in a while that Kikuchi Ryo had gone outside. However, he never once wished for an outside walk this intense. Let's go, Ryo! Come on! After all, this was a one-way ticket to his inevitable demise alongside Soy Kaito. A stagnant sky. So snowy it almost felt like the stars were falling. Kikuchi wondered about something. Soy Kaito, standing by his side, was merely throwing a childish tantrum. So why did he feel like this boy was the incarnation of truth and could do no wrong? Ryo. With nauseating helplessness, the pain in his hand holding his seemed to say with vivid clarity, I want you. Holding back his wish to cry, Kikuchi Ryo took a step forward. The melted ice on the asphalt embraced his bare feet. The piercing sensation made him look up and see a fantastical watercolor painting. Ryo. And this was the protagonist of the tragic picture. Are you cold? No, I'm not. Indeed, his entire body was hurting, but he wasn't cold. His body may have been numb, but the heartache wasn't going away. Still walking like this gave him bliss akin to the fire of a match skin. Walking with you like this makes me sad. He walked, hiding the pain. It hurts. It's lonely. But I've never been happier in my entire life. Same here. I'm happy. So very, very happy. The cruel snow falling aimlessly into the darkness eventually buried their tracks and brought about a pallid conclusion. Ending blissful souls. That's not a good ending, by the way. That is not the true ending of that story. Well, let me go back. Okay, we're gonna have to load and do a lot of skips. My bad. Sorry, I fucked that one up. Let's do reading the letter. Skip all this shit. Skip! Be gone! I've already been through all this. Oh, we're gonna be here a minute, aren't we, huh? Yeah, we're gonna be here a minute. Kaito wants Ryo to, no, I'm not reading that. This about describes my entire urge to cut off Ari and Sam's oh, wow, that's a little dark. Can we, like, tone it down a bit, please? A little too much. I don't mind, like, dark humor or, like, sexual humor, but, like, let's not be weird about it. Alright, so here they are fighting. He gets murdered. Is it because I put not what I want? I'm also gonna save here as well. Because I think this also puts an ending. So let's skip. I do. Keep skipping! Keep skipping! Keep going! We're not done yet! Alright. So, get me to the... Just get me to the part where I made a choice. Come on. Keep her going. Keep her going. We're interested to see what happens. Okay, we're still going. There we go. Gets killed at sea. So he gets killed at ski. Kikuchi Ryo's death was first. What did he say? Who the assailant is? Kikuchi Ryo. Yeah, that has to. Wait, no. I go to the floor. That's not it. Fuck! No! I clicked the wrong thing. Damn it! Good thing I saved here, so let me skip. Not what I want. I fucked that one up, chat. I do. So at least we're not too far back. I'll save this time. I'll do one more save.
I'm sorry, I fucked that one up.
Because we're on chapter 5. We're close to ending this. There's 8 chapters per character. And we're going to be going in blind with the other 2 because we haven't heard anything. I finally got off work. Hello, I finally got off work. I'm funny. How are you doing? We're skipping things because I fucked up and clicked the wrong thing. So let's save before I fuck it up again. Save it in data 4. This is why they offer you 13 save files, chat. If a game offers you save files, take it. Soy Kaito. Then, did it happen in 19... Okay. I don't know if this is any different though, so we're not gonna skip for now. That karma caught up to him and killed him in 2003? What a strange karmic connection. That means there's only one person who can prevent Soy Kaito's death. And that's you, Kikuichi Ryo. The relationship was genuinely positive. They split chores and helped each other live a better life. Is this all the same? Hold on. Well, this will skip until we get to something new. But I think this might all be the same as Kaito's route. That's kind of sad if that's the case. I was kind of hoping for another ending. No, this is the same. What? So this part's all the same. Got it. I want to say earlier the thing Yamashima said, I was holding the remnants of a devastated century, was the same thing that appeared before Kaito's death in Downfall ending.
Oh, I didn't know that. That's so cool. Hey, how's it going? Hi, friends. How you doing? We're doing good. We're playing Trauma Simulator.
Hold on. Stop the skip just for this. Chat, we just need to look at him. And hear the music. I love this. I love all of the ones where he's in the water saving him. It's so pretty. I will let you guys enjoy the cinematic. Oh, this is different. Wait. When he got up there, there was silence all around. He couldn't even hear the rain. The sandy beach was oddly warm. He didn't even want to part with the sand touching his cheeks. Where am I? And where's Soy? Kikuichi Ryo. Because we learned what happened to Kaito, not Ryo. He looked up when he heard his name spoken. He couldn't hear the rain? Yeah, sorry, Rain, we couldn't hear the rain. There he saw a pair of ruby eyes that looked like they were on the verge of tears. Before he could finish, the man pulled him by his hand and embraced him. Huh? That golden, curly hair reminded Ryo of dandelions in the sunset. I knew you could do it. I feel like I've always wanted to be like you. There was no one else but them on the silent beach. A light breeze caressed them, gently treating the fatigue from the cold. Your name is... I'm sorry, I can't remember. Right. But this feels really nostalgic somehow. Though that probably doesn't mean much coming from a guy who was an amnesiac. You've been looking out for us all this time, haven't you? Well, without even telling us your name. The evening sun was quivering ever so slightly as it sank into the sea. Be it storm or snow, you laminated our pain like it was yours, and wished the best for us, didn't you? Thank you. All I did was selfishly make you act the way I wanted. Even if you call it selfish, the generosity you're showing us is beyond compare.
Oh, I had to crack my knuckles. They hurted.
Hearing that from you, of all people, makes me feel like I don't need anything else. Don't be modest. You have someone closer to you who can give you even better words. You think so? Of course. This young man he could only meet in his dreams put on a faded smile. I was the one who treated you as my inspiration, not the other way around. Just walking with you side by side like this made me feel like everything had been worth it. Did I protect Soy? Well, they may not be able to meet again, but I had to encourage him to seek out his own happiness. You should see for yourself. Once they left the seaside, a refreshing blue wind embraced Kikuchi Rio. Their gazes met in the middle of a windy plain. Eyelashes of gentle blue and dark brown were swaying intensely. I've been looking for you. Same here. I've been looking since the moment in 1999. The outline of their smiles made them cry within. Look at my boys! My boys! We don't really get a lot of, like, one-off CGs, though, for Rio. That's kind of sad. I want more. The wind was blowing by. The green grass swayed as if something invisible was caressing it. The wind was pushing the sun to the west, casting a deep shadow below the bridge. He looked for the right words, as if trying to process his feelings. I want to grow old like normal. I want to grow old, get a job, and give Midori a good life. And I want you to grow old the same way. A forced voice, furrowed brows, a pained smile. Is that mean? I don't know if that's possible for me as I am now. My life is set to end before I become an adult. But I want to make your dream come true. I want you to watch as I age, and don't give up on my dream. A 17-year-old and a 15-year-old. 1999 and 2012. What was the greatest common divisor between the years? Looking for ways, the years were similar. The two sought a great miracle. Deep inside, we know the reality of things. Kikuchi Ryo's dream, the conclusion of Soy Kaito's wish. What if I do, the wish will not come true? The dream will not come true. It's sad, but our dream will not come true. Wait, I should go there. A dream in 1999 should... No, it needs to happen naturally. We can't involve ourselves with them any further. But... There's no way I'll be able to keep on living, huh? I knew it all along. This fate won't change even with Mamiya's help. Hey, if reincarnation actually exists in this world, Soy! Where are you? He didn't even have to look for Soy. From the moment he awoke, he knew that Soy was no longer in this world. Soy, After growing tired from shouting out his despair, he began aimlessly wandering around the beach. Midori was sitting there, all by herself. What's that? She was holding something close to her.
I picked up a bird.
In her soft hands, there was a bird lying completely still. Is it dead?
No, it's breathing, but it's very weak. Here, look at its wings.
Rio did as told and examined it. The white wings with sky-colored tips were slightly trembling. The color was so familiar that before he even realized it, he was reaching out for it. In response to Rio putting his fingers on it, the bird gathered enough strength to turn to him.
Wow, it likes you.
Let's help it.
Okay, I hope the birdie gets better.
There weren't many things they could do for the creature. They went to the library, looked up how to care for birds, then simply bought some feed for it and tried to let it rest as much as they could. And although that was all they could do, the bird gradually regained its strength. It seemed as though being with them was the best treatment it could have received. Midori, it should be fine around here. They were atop a green hill. The white bird in Midori's hand seemed eager to take off.
1, 2... Whoa! Wow, the birdie's so full of energy.
When Midori opened her hand, The bird flew off into the great emptiness above. It eventually turned into a small white dot that vanished beyond the sky. From a distance away from the siblings, I looked up at the sky, where I could no longer see the bird. That bird will never come back to this land again. But, wait. After some hesitation, I nodded at the decision made by the man who chose a different path. Perhaps this may be the true desire of the being known as MAMIYA. After watching the siblings step on the path home, I moved to return to the realm above, turning my back to the world that no longer had anyone for me to compete with. So, where shall we go? As we are now, we can fly even higher than Tokyo Tower. A bird and a man were high up in the sky. Surrounded by moonlight, the two cut through the wind and flew between the clouds. The wings I'd given you were unfledged, and you fell from the sky once. Now you're flying higher and prouder than anyone else. Let's start by flying to the east. The two distanced themselves from Tokyo. They crossed the country's borders and went to see a faraway land. There was nothing to fear. They could go wherever they wanted. I'm actually fine with that being an ending, too. Ending, you can fly. So, what happened is Soy Kaito dies still, but Ryo gets to live. Ryo doesn't ever die, but Soy Kaito dies. And Soy Kaito gets reincarnated to a bird. He gets reincarnated into a bird and lives happily with his MAMIYA. That is a good ending. Now, let us get the true ending of our story. Let's load. The wish will be heard. I don't know if it'll be the same. The wish will be heard. That's what we believe. One, the common divisor that can make it real. It's me and you, MAMIYA. You know that, do you? You're saying this now. After denying MAMIYA, us for so long? Good point. Forget I said that. The joy of our reunion made me feel like saying something weird. I know. I'm here for the wish too. And now we have Chapter 7. Chapter 7. One more time. He woke up at the beach. Looking around, he didn't see Soy Kaito or the man in the trench coat. Oh. Blood left his side as he tried to get up, but he pretended not to notice. I remember everything. This was 2012, where he had a precious sister, and he certainly couldn't forget his ties to Soy Kaito. What a relief, he was able to get back to 2012. I feel like I rewrote fate and got a happy ending, but this just solved one of the problems. There was still many issues he'd left behind in 2012, like the one surrounding Arisugawa Asumu and Kakoichi Ryo. Can I forgive Arisugawa Asumu for what he did? A terrifying thought entered my mind. I'm able to give him a punishment. Oh, we're punishing him. I want to see what the punishment is. I'll punish him. I can no longer tolerate Arisugawa Asumu. If there's one thing I can take from you. Is this my place? It's 2012. Midori! Ryo! Midori was calmly sitting in the room. There was a man next to her. Asumu! He let out a shout. Gratitude and guilt made Ryo hide his face and reveal his feelings without even looking at Arisugawa. When I think of Soy, I just can't forgive you. Which is why, despite being yelled at from up close, Arisugawa was making a somewhat confused face. Asumu, what's wrong? Midori, there's something not quite right about him. Ryo, are you there? The man opened his sealed lips, and with trembling hands, reached into empty space. Ryo, where are you? Asumu? It's all dark. I can't see a thing. What are you saying? It's noon. I won't play along with this. Alright, I get it. I messed up, so please turn on the lights. He made him blind! Come on. Arisugawa Osamu had gone blind. It didn't take long for panic and fear to set in.
He's been saying this ever since he woke up.
Midori didn't seem to understand what was happening. Rio tried to keep the panicking beast from scaring her too much. Calm down. We'll just get you to the hospital. Need a phone. Right, the payphone. Grasping some coins, he prepared to rush out. Hello there. There seems to be a commotion here. What happened? Samjima. Don't walk in with your dirty shoes. So scared, that's all you can say, eh? Well, you are a child. I suppose it's only natural. Now, who will look after the piggy? But first, hospital. I can take him there if you want, but I'm quite certain it's already too late. The man who lost his light was shockingly helpless. Overcome by panic and fear, he looked like a child separated from his guardian. But it seemed unlikely that Arisugawa could live an independent life by himself. Gucci Rio was about to say that he would be the one to care for him. I'm joking. But Sanjima Satoru said that, and put on an awkward smile. You're a child. Focus on your studies. I will look after him. So, it's okay. There's no need for you to worry. Despite how it may seem, this wouldn't be my first time living with him. They were instinctively self-aware of the violence overflowing in the world. They were black sheep that couldn't fit in due to their awareness and delicate subdelates. When the world ended, leaving only the two of them, no one would torment them with strange looks. No one would scorn them for their savagery. No one would laugh at them for anything. Two men were supporting each other as they walked next to a river. One had a cane, while the other was keeping close, maintaining a slow pace that underused his long legs. The wind feels nice. It does. Oh, there's ducklings swimming around. Really? I hear the water moving. It's almost spring after. Okay, this feels more like a retribution than a punishment. You take away Arisugawa's sight. He cannot see Mamiya's anymore. He can't hear Mamiya's anymore. He can't see the illusions that he created. Or that he tried to take away from Kaito. And now he's forced to rely on his enemy, who he becomes friends with. They rely on each other. And I love this development. That's why I love, like, the idea of them turning, like, enemies to lovers situation. Even just enemies to friends. I'm fine with them as acquaintances. I think this is a great development of both of the sadist and the asshole. It's almost spring after all. Are the flowers in bloom yet? No, not yet. There are flower buds, though. Are they apricots? Can you tell? No, I don't know flower names, but I will look into them before our next walk. Sorry for the trouble. A spring breeze swept through their hair. The gentle sunlight made one and only one of them squint. For them, whose time had stopped at winter, this bright sun was far too dazzling. They knew that they would never go back to their youth when they rushed through the darkness. If I'm to be honest, I've always been envious of your wealth of knowledge. I admire it even now, and always will. And I'm not just being nice. I do mean it. That's so. Arisugawa sounded a light chuckle, knowing full well that Sanjima wasn't the type to give empty compliments. The desolate spring light and the stream continued to shine. Ending. Spring of Aging. There's a lot of endings in this one. There must have been a retribution, Old Man Yaoi. Yes! So, there must have been a lot more endings we missed in the last one. Because we're getting so many from this one. But I have a feeling that they were also going to be the same. So let's go back to punishment. We're going to reconsider. No, I need to rethink this. I can't let myself act so arrogantly. First, I should hope that Kikuchi Ryo is safely delivered to the hospital. And so, Kikuchi Ryo was brought back to the hospital. After an emergency treatment, he briefly fell into a deep sleep.
Ryo!
And then he was reunited with his sister. Midori, finally! I get to see you!
That hurts. Hey, I'm the one who wanted to hug you.
Oh, sorry. Ryo. Asumu. Glad you're alive. Thanks. Within the evening courtyard, the dry sheets were gleaming in the light. The two silhouettes peeking out from behind them belonged to Arisugawa Asumu and Kikuchi Ryo. You don't want to go back to my place? What are you saying? I can't pay the hospital fees, but I'll work to earn it back. So let me just live with Midori. The child could barely find the right words and didn't know where to look, and the adult didn't fail to notice that. He grabbed him by the shoulder, standing in his way and making him the only thing the boy saw. But we're family now. I also wanted to be like you. But when I became an adult, I found myself tired. A child's voice rang out from behind. It was similar to Asumu's, yet still distant. When you needed to think about how to fend for yourself, you'll need some kind of respite to get through things. That's why I want you to be with me. You're my form of respite, after all. Do you really think I'll just say yes to that? When the words coming from both sides were met with that response, the adult was perplexed. You won't? The grip on the shoulder became painful. He trembled as the Jenga tower of his pride began to collapse. I'm no longer just a child who needs your protection. He slapped away the other's arm and ran into the sea of sheets. The shadow of the arm was long and ran behind the curtains. The wind blew, raising the cloth and causing the sun sinking in the west to make a square shine. Exactly. No one can keep treating it like a child forever. I don't even know who's speaking there. He has longer hair! Does his hair get longer with each arc? Look at him! Did he have longer hair in the last one? I don't remember. I think he did. Look at him! Pretty boy! After all, you're gonna grow old with me. Right, Ryo? A dizziness caused by more than the evening sun. You're... soy? Breathing raggedly, Arisugawa split the sheets and came between them. Why the hell are you here, Soy Kaito? You died on that day in 2003, didn't you? I clearly remember seeing you die. The resurrection of this person made him panic so much he couldn't even care about getting Ryo back. Ryo came to save me, all the way to 1999. It's because he survived that I'm also alive. Huh? How did that even make sense? Arisugawa gasped as he finally took a good look at Soy Kaito. It was a 28-year-old adult, a man 1 year older than himself. If you wish to talk about what happened to Ryo, please include me as well. This is a family problem. You've got nothing to do with it. What? But the four of us lived together, didn't we? Oh my god! He's such a savage. Didn't we live together, Asumu? Didn't we? Huh? The four of us live together, right? See? I'm a part of the family. What a dick. I love him. Asumu made a bitter face and fell silent. A reasonable assailant would go and receive punishment of his own violation. Right before the sun completely sank and night fell, the three returned to the hospital room. This family problem couldn't be taken care of in just a single day. They agreed to talk the next day, and Arisugawa went outside for a smoke. There's a letter I need to give you. So Kaito took out a black, off-standard letter. It's from Samjima. Did you come here to give me a letter from someone who tried to kill me? No, I wasn't planning on giving it to you. But I felt it was sad for a letter not to reach its destination. My role is to give it to you, and convince you to avoid doing anything dangerous. Ryo, do not accept the invitation in that letter. Sanjima must have remembered Ryo writing letters while under house arrest. This was very like him. Ryo opened it and looked over the ugly-looking text. Sanjima Satoru was a terrifying man. He lacked Arisugawa's reasoning skills or social abilities. He could discard everything for the sake of his desires. Once he was done reading, Kikuchi Ryo fell silent before finally looking up. I've always wanted a peaceful life. A life where I didn't have to be afraid of someone opening the front door or stay alert while sleeping. That's what you'll have. Once you're discharged and go back home, you'll have the peace you want. When I lived in 1999 without my memories, having forgotten all the things binding me, I remember that the real me didn't actually want peace. It's messed up if I say so myself. I hate violence. I've always found it scary. It made me feel like a car without brakes. I do want to live in peace, honest, but my soul is seeking the fire to settle this. That's just how I am. Do you want to die? Of course not, but it looks like I actually like myself when I'm tossed around by absurd violence. He grasped the dark invitation and grinned slightly, making the man sigh. Yeah, I knew you wouldn't listen to me if I tried to stop you. Oh, are they gonna battle to the death? Despite what he was saying, the expected response actually made his heart dance. I have no item to give to you that would help you win against him. I'm still bad at fighting too. But if there's something I can say, he's more open to conversation than you think. He's only at heart. That man? Seriously? After saying that he'd keep that in mind, Kikuchi Ryo fell silent. He focused his mind on thinking up a counterattack before the promised day came. A few days passed, and his wound had healed so fast he left the doctor positively shocked. Reading the black letter, he rubbed Midori's head. She'd fallen asleep after coming to see him. I wonder what you're dreaming about. He pictured a warm place where he lived with her. Something he never wanted broken again. Something that had to be broken to proceed. Both were necessary. I won't run. It's also I can go back to the place where my family waits. You're gonna go to the place, my Ryo? All night when he'd snuck out of the hospital, he was accompanied by the familiar illusion. You always call yourself my dad. Is that because you're a creature born from Asumu? No, at this point I'm a part of you. You no longer have to seek a father. Mamiya walked beside Ryo like a wraith, but it didn't make him feel the same discomfort he used to. Words weren't needed between them. From here on out, Mamiya would recite a poem about a heroic adventure. With those words behind him, the champion looked ahead at what he'd have to defeat. Like a prideful beast that breaks its shackles and curries favor with no one. Mamiya's young hand pointed the way. You will grasp your true self and be able to use all your power as yours truly. He took a deep breath, letting the night air pierce his lungs. You fear nothing, for you have the gallant blade of gold you earned in 1999. Every second seemed longer than the last as the moment approached. The time has come to awaken from the dream. As he exhaled, Mamiya let go of the balloons in his hand. Run, Kikuchi Ryo! The moment he shouted, Kikuchi Ryo rushed through the night. Behind him, the colorful balloons released into the sky became more and more distant. I guess it's hard for us to keep holding on to air full of dreams. Chapter 8. Oh, that's the end! End of the rainbow. That's it! Oh, but here we go. Unless that's what the chapter's called. I think it's just called Chapter 8, End of the Rainbow. I'm dumb, sorry. I love the sound. The soundtrack for this game is amazing. He was found the moment he arrived at his destination. The man with the car behind him had a smile that was clearly visible, even in the darkness. I've been waiting for you, Kikuchi Ryo. When he opened the door to the passenger seat, Ryo simply climbed inside. The scenery whizzed past like a light flashing before his eyes. The artificial traffic and streetlights drew an arc as they passed. The damp highway was sliding through the lower area of his vision. There was no background music. The only sound between them was that of a large car slicing through the air. Eventually, a massive bridge came into view. The bridge was a manifestation of human wisdom. Do you like rainbows? As they passed through the middle of the bridge, Sanjima Satoru asked that question. Not really. If anything, they're just weird. Is that so? It does truly seem like your soul bears many similarities to both mine and Mamiya's. The romantic scenery was constantly ringing alarms in the distance. The soft lights weren't giving him a way out. Ignoring the scenery, Sanjima Satoru talked as if reading a poem. Let us talk. Next to a cliff tower that seemed to touch the lead clouds above. I'm certain you will come to like me. A judging monologue. Gaze down at the bleeding sheep below. Spread out the enshrined mind and turn it into soup. Consume it all, as though if it's of no significance. We're capable of that. Kikuchi Ryo merely stayed silent and listened to the words that sounded almost like a confession of love. The dark water below the bridge was taking it all. Here we are. Let's walk from here. They stopped at a port with a clear view of Tokyo Bay. They walked towards the areas with fewer people, where the dark swallowed the light. With ghost-like steps, they walked ahead. This is pleasant beyond words. Can you understand this joy? His smile was like music that didn't exist in this world. I can't. How sad, said Samjima, with an exaggeration tone as he moved his slender limbs. The warehouse that was perfect for them was right there. Is anything the matter? Once he was sucked in by the square maw, there was no going back. No. He had no intention to run. Kikuchi Ryo didn't need to be told by anything or get brainwashed for this. He was born under a star that made him despise running away. Let's go. After all, he was originally the one doing the hunting. The moment he stepped into the warehouse, a hook flew to his left cheek. He saw this coming. He moved his center of gravity to push it aside, then put power in his leg further away to kick Satoru's side. A chuckle from above, and the man who didn't even protect himself was sent flying like a rag. I wondered how this would play out if you weren't into this. Looks like I was worried over nothing. Satoru smiled. It seemed like an expression of his gratitude for accepting the challenge. You came here because you couldn't stop your own violent nature. In this harsh world, we should allow violence to take control of us. Let us allow power to completely overwhelm us, shall we? Before we begin, I'm going to tell you one thing. Go ahead. I'll gladly listen to your final words. You're gonna get something wrong. I didn't come here to die, and your understanding is off. Oh? I stopped denying that I'm violent. And that's why you should stop too. Huh. I'm saying if you don't want to have your violent self be denied, don't deny my violent self either. I'm not sure if I follow. Samjima, if you want to be forgiven, you need to forgive others as well. So start by forgiving my violence. Huh? Whoever asked for forgiveness? You're at odds with society. It's painful, isn't it? They try to correct you. You try to correct yourself. Yet the black sheep that you really are couldn't be subjugated. I get it. I'm saying this because I really get it. By accepting me as I really am, you'll be able to forgive yourself. Huh. Is that so? Such disappointing words. His raised arm twisted like a whip and went to crack open on Kikuchi Ryo's skull. It's the same. With a dull sound, the power of the impact was cancelled out. Between the arms, one could see their eyes. The hot sparks between them became fists that touched the tip of Samjima's nose. You couldn't do this with Mamiya, right? Fighting to the death, I mean. You have an immoral, vulgar, and shitty dream that no one in society would approve of. Kikuchi Ryo spat out those words before looking straight at him again. And I'm gonna make it come true. The blood flowing from his nose touched the edge of his mouth, cracked open in a joyful grin. Bring it, Satoru. Forget peaceful days and bright futures. Look at me, and only me! Oh my god! With the music, fucking chat, get out of here. With the music? Oh, I'm in love with this. Might actually be my favorite now. Sorry. Fuck the other Satoru one. I like this. Holy shit! Oh, this song's going by play. What's the song name? I'm gonna have to find it. Fuck. I can't find any of the metal songs in the soundtrack, and I'm very sad. But holy shit, does that hit hard! Parted wind. Bouncing flesh. Convulsions. They grappled each other. Their fluids covered them both in layers. Violation, slacking, flowed by punches. Their breathing eventually became rhythmical, and there was a sense of unity in their damp sighs. A dodge, a constriction, an escape, and an exchange. The metal he grasped slid away due to all the sweat on his hands, yet he clung to it again. Holy shit. The young fist sunk into the arm of the suit and twisted in a strange way. Sanjima was hit by a sharp, metallic pain that couldn't come from human bone. Oh, I'm nostalgic. Kikuchi Ryo was wielding knuckle dusters, a tool used by Arisugawa Asumu as well. He must have used them because he was a green. You. Now that he was overflowing with adrenaline, the pain was but a slight inconvenience. He gave up on the broken arm and tried to kick Kikuchi Ryo's body away with a roundhouse kick. A strike that came from the bone supporting his long legs and his hard muscle. It smashed into Ryo's back, resulting in pain that made him feel like he would burst open. Before collapsing, he fixed his stance and twisted his body to punch Satoru's solar plexus. The fist twisting into the pit of his torso seemed to mess up his insides. The vibrations coming from the fist devastated the flesh underneath his clothes, and an immense joy came from right where they were touching. Blood was pooling in places around them. In this world, reflecting it all, their eyes burned like fire. Their bodies, their instincts, their pain, their pleasure. They wanted every single thing from each other. They wanted to subjugate the other and make them know they were above them as living beings. That was the law of this world. The truth that the intelligent modern man tried to discard. It was our primal instinct. He wanted to know. Satoru! He wanted to see behind his limits. To see what would happen once the brain's limiters were shattered. He wanted a taste of the world that could only be reached with this man, who knew the same joy as him. He wanted the sadness of having been born. He wanted the joy he could never have. He wanted to be as a hopeless beast and ravaged as him. More. Satoru, there's more to you than this. You're not being serious, right? Kikuchi Ryo smiled in a way no one had seen before. It was like a rare, cryptic beast that had been released from his heavy shackles. Sanjima Satoru was overcome by deep emotion. For some reason, he became so unreasonably happy, it never brought him to tears. He wanted to crush him. I like you. He wanted to dominate him. I like you so much. He wanted to subjugate him. In this moment, their minds contained nothing but each other. Arisugawa Asumu, Soi Kaito, Kikuchi Midori, MAMIYA. All of these were either in the past or the future. In the present, there was only the flesh of Kikuchi Ryo and Sanjima Satoru. The man responded to the confession by spitting out saliva and blood. That response was more than enough. They were the beast mankind would be if it abandoned civilization and morals. They wanted to love each other as the pure animals that they were, their scorching violence included. The warehouse around them was in a gruesome state as the two lay collapsed on the floor. Somehow still breathing, they were barely clinging on to life. Oh dear! It looks like I'm getting old. You're younger than you should be, damn it. Oh fuck, sorry. You look younger than you did when we first met. Do I really? I suppose it's because I have a healthy diet. After Kikuchi ignored Sanjama's casual words, he felt the touch of a finger on his neck. Oh, what? Dog tags. Well, isn't that tasteful? Stop. Keep away. Did you know that this used to be as identification for those who died on the battlefield? No, I didn't. I just wore it because it's cool. Honestly, I do not care about it myself. That's why what he said. He was clawing at the air over and over. If you die, no, it doesn't matter. What changes if your name is left behind? You never thought about the bereaved family? After a short silence, he nodded. Until now, I thought I was hopeless. With his body back, with his bloody back, he peacefully lay down. Does it not infuriate you to see people casually going through life, while bearing the very thing you're trying to restrain? It's maddening, really. Why must I be the only one who suffers? It only makes sense that they should suffer too. And that's why suffering with you brought me some semblance of salvation. Now that you've accepted your violent self, will you stop suffering with me? No. I'll keep on suffering. But I won't use society or common sense as excuses for not being able to restrain myself. Whatever I do, I'll take responsibility for it. That's the real meaning behind not running away. You truly are detestable. The tall man slowly got up. You're saying I should turn myself in. You didn't get punished for killing MAMIYA, right? As for the harm you did to me, you'll be judged by society, according to the rules. Kikuchi Ryo looked at Sanjama Satoru's face and put on a brotherly smile. I'll visit you in jail. Okay, that makes sense why he turned himself in, though. Very well. It was a mystery why the 17-year-old boy knew what Sanjama Satoru truly wanted. The morning light spilled in through the warehouse door, shining on their wounds. Someone's in here. Wait, is that blood? Are you okay? Oh, finally. Sorry if it's a bother, but could you call an ambulance? Eek! You're alive. Oh, okay, yeah. Ambulance, got it. I hope we're still breathing by the time it arrives. What do you mean? We'll keep on living for a long time after this. We'll live on, and wake up tomorrow to repeat our unchanging every day. Even more light flooded in through the open door. It seemed to almost burn Sanjama's face, and when he turned away to not be blinded, he saw a beautiful rainbow bridge, shining white in the morning light. I'm feeling both lucky and happy. Epilogue. Last dinosaur? Why is it called the last dinosaur? Do you know why I'm mad at you? Because the hospital fees were higher than expected? No! It's because your arm, waist, and hip bones are broken! I did ask you if you wanted to die, but I didn't think you would fight until you're barely alive. Oh, well, the doctor said that I would recover abnormally fast. You can't recover from being dead! Sorry, I made you worry. I'm glad you're okay. And I'm glad I went. It made the blood leave my head and helped me cool off. Huh? Jeez, what do you want? Are you mad? No, I just realized how hopeless you are. Recover already so we can go eat meat or something. You do that with me even though I'm hopeless. Huh? Of course I would. I see. Senpai! That's him? Fuck! You look younger than your previous self! What the fuck? I didn't expect the day where I'd see you like this to actually come. I told you I'd visit you in jail, didn't I? And yet you failed to do just that for 9 whole years. Yeah, well, I don't know shit about how time flowed for you. How mean. You truly are, Rio. I had no idea you turned yourself in after what happened in 2003. I did, yes. Oh, this song is also pretty! I did, yes. I was jailed for kidnapping, confinement, and murder. The moment I saw Kaito holding you in the snow, I turned and went straight to the police. You didn't kill anyone. Kaito's alive. That's so. That's wonderful news. I went to see my mother. I see. I hated her. She caused me so much pain. But once we were separated, I no longer knew how I felt about her. Even so, Kaito told me that I don't have to force myself to patch things up with her. He was by my side, and told me I should keep a distance from her for now. You two sure get along. He said I can forgive her when I feel like it. That's what I wanted you to hear. You may have forgiven my violence, but can you do the same for your mothers? I'm not sure. But I'll settle things before I die. You got the letter I sent you, right? Yes, without any issue. But write a reply. And what if I don't want to? You won't be able to say that once you read it. Oh dear. I thought you'd have learned your lesson by now. But you just keep giving me reasons to remain attracted to you. Oh, are they gonna fight again? Hey, what's so fun about taking photos of me?
You said I could take photos of whatever I wanted.
I guess I did. Is this good?
You're too stiff.
Is this soft enough?
That's not what I meant.
I don't get it.
Whatever, let's take a walk.
Oh. They walked through the city side by side, making sure to take their time. They passed the place where he had a night shift as a security worker. The pavement had actually been fixed since then. They passed the pedestrian bridge he once tripped on. His nosebleed at the time was quite startling. They passed the back alley where he was approached by a bunch of guys who pinned him to the floor. He went on to beat them to a pulp some other days. But this wasn't exactly a good town. It might have been mediocre at best. Still, this was the place where he had lived his entire life until now. For him, there was no other town quite like it.
Hey Kaito, what's in the paper bag?
Oh, you noticed? Ta-da! I brought you some donuts. Pick whichever one you like.
Yay!
Don't pamper her too much. You'll obviously go for the strawberry ones, right? Well, yeah. In the end, the Kikuchi siblings didn't live with Soy Kaito. They chose to return to the year-old apartment they lived in for many years, and continue with the same routine they used to have before. I mean, I can't just have you on supporting us all the time. Oh, don't worry about that. It's not just my money. Huh? Oh, what's in the oven? Are you cooking with what I think you are? It's gratin. You like it, don't you? Yeah! And the donuts will be a post-dessert meal. Man, you're as loud as always. I went and had Midori's photos developed. Oh? That sure is a lot of them. Oh. A bicycle at the shopping street. A camellia blooming next to the apartment. A plain stone on a gravel path. Among these, there was a photo that stood out. It's a good one, isn't it? It captures the essence of Kukichi Ryo. Yo! Look at him! Our boy! Hi, Ichi! Welcome back. Bonbons! Yo! It was a photo of Kokichi Ryo standing in town. I wanted to see him smile.
Pretty! He's such a pretty boy!
It was a fragment of a mundane scene that seemed to carry a silent sense of presence. You gotta capture the subject in their natural state. That's one of the basics of being a cameraman.
Oh, that's one of the basics of being a cameraman. Sorry, I didn't realize that was Midori.
Hear that? Ryo looked at the photo intently. I see. I'm fine the way I am, huh? Until now, Ryo had only known that scenery from his point of view. But looking at it from the different perspective, I never really understood why people describe me as the main character, a cheetah, or the first star. Now that I look at the photo, I think I get it. I see. The photo showed a young man in his teens, who was so full of light of life that he didn't seem to fit modern society. Despite that, his presence wasn't in conflict with it. He and society coexisted. It's a very good photo. It really is! You're an amazing guy! It's not me who's amazing, it's Midori. Midori!
Yeah!
It really is a good one, though. Hey, can I try putting it up in a competition?
Sure, I want to go to a flower garden next.
Soi Kaito went over to the went on to enter Kikuichi Midori's photo in a competition. It won first place in Young Portfolio, but that was a story for another time. Minato! Kikuchi Ryo actually came to class first thing in the morning.
This is the first time I've seen him with a backpack.
Morning, Minato. It was quite a sight. Kikuchi Ryo didn't feel any aversion to simply talking in class.
Morning, Ryo.
I figured I should start studying. I finally got the time for it.
So having to get dozens of stitches made you cool off, huh?
Shut up.
Dozens of stitches? Tojo's pretty scary, too. Kikuchi wants to study, huh?
I hope it works out for him. Your dad's a police officer, right? Yeah, he is. I see. Wait, why are you just backing away a little? I just asked because I was curious.
Curious about what?
Well, I was wondering how you became a policeman. He's a policeman? Oh, he took after Sanjima! Don't get me wrong, it's not that I want to be one. You see, here. Wow, a career choice survey. I got it from my homeroom teacher and ignored it for the longest time. Take it. And, Ryo spoke as if wringing his words out. I always avoided studying because I assumed it was only for those who had the time for it. But now, I want to learn so I can think of what a guy like me could do. I want to try thinking about the near future a bit. I still don't really know what I want to do for a living. But if you can, I want you to help me. Of course! They're gonna grow up together! Starting a letter was always a tense thing for him. Why not write a letter to my dad? He's a nice person, so I'm sure he'll answer. He took the advice and picked up a pen, but the first line was enough to almost break him. Dear Kaito's father, dear sir, or how should I use his name? What's the right way to do it? The evening star was shining at the edge of the sky. The early morning sky before dawnbreak was clear and seemed to reach all the way beyond. Aren't you cold?
No, I took lots of hand warmers.
Thanks to Midori's newfound taste for photography, they went to unknown places far more often. They gently sought out sceneries they'd never seen before, along with new scents. I wonder what kind of photos you'll take.
I'm so excited!
There were still many things they didn't know. Their possibilities hidden, they rushed through the long night. Ryo wondered what the Earth may have been like long before he was born. The positions of the stars used to be different. The ecosystems had also gone through countless changes. This was but a small part of an ever-continuing routine. They were running at the forefront of an unfathomably ancient relay. Beyond the horizon, a star burning large gradually showed itself. Eyes the color of Venus saw a camera.
look over here.
And thus, the forefront of billions of years was captured. Ending the last dinosaur. The true ending. Alrighty, chat. I hope you had an emotional day today. I think we need to go raid. Let's go find somebody to raid. That would be the end of Kikuchi Ryo's storyline. I don't believe I did all the ending. I think there might be one more, but I'm exhausted. And, oh, Mach is playing some Roblox. Let's go raid the Mach. I don't know how long he's been live for, how long he's planning to be live for. We're gonna go raid him, and everyone, put hashtag baldman in his chat. Go bald. Call him bald. Call him the baldiest of baldest things ever. And I'll see you guys next time. Bye-bye!